on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy said today that wide receiver CeeDee Lamb is trending in the right direction to be ready to play this week. Lamb sprained the AC joint in his shoulder last week. Micah Parsons also trending in the right direction. Texas defensive end Will Anderson Jr. left last Thursday's loss to the Jets with an ankle injury. Good chance he will not be able to play against the Lions this weekend as well.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix on a Thursday afternoon.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
It's been a weird Thursday.
Has it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I had a conversation today. You were a part of it. And it's the kind of conversation that I never thought I'd be a part of. I really don't give a damn, but I can't stop thinking about it.
Well, I think I know what you're talking about.
You better.
And what I got out of that was you work with people. Here I've been working with this guy for 3 years, and I never realized how interesting he is.
Yeah, well, weird.
Weird.
He's just a weirdo.
And we're not talking about play.
No, we're not. Hell, I'll call him out. Sam I Am from Jack FM is an interesting guy. You got the Dos Equis guy, and then you've got Sam. And Sam walked into office earlier, and we were just kind of BSing, and he told us about his friend that he called interesting. And I said, you're interesting. So this guy, he's like, oh, yeah, he's just weird.
Off the chart.
Off the charts. And it all kind of started because he's like, I've got to go home, and I got to feed the dogs, and then I go to the fish store and get water.
And both of us said, wait a minute.
Clearly he was fishing to tell us about that because, you know, who goes to the fish store for water? Well, he needs salt water for his tank. Then he started talking about all these different fish that he have. I got one of these, and I got one of those. And I just looked at him and said, I don't know what any of that means. You have a shark? No. I got a this, and I got a that. And all right, cool. I have no idea what you're talking about, but cool. Those are probably cool-looking fish.
Puffer fish was all I knew.
Well, exactly.
He's got a puffer fish.
A puffer fish.
Yeah. And he said, they're poisonous. Don't eat
and
them.
a Nemo. Well, it's your pet. You're not going to eat it anyway.
Well, you never know. Times get tough. You got to go fishing.
Yeah. So then he proceeds to tell us about his friend. His friend is into snakes.
Oh, my gosh.
His friend, according to Sam, has 7 of the deadliest snakes on planet Earth. And apparently that's allowed in Texas because if they were to escape, they would probably only live about 6 months or so because they couldn't survive the climate. And I'm thinking 6 months, they could do a lot of damage in 6 months. I have no idea what you're talking about. And, you know, and I know Sam, I've known Sam a long time. Sam is, you know, I know he's not full of it, right? Then he proceeds to show us photos and videos of his friend's snake collection, including one, some sort of cobra.
King cobra.
That came from Russia. Now, apparently, the zoo in Russia that this dude bought this king cobra from had to get rid of it because it ate another king cobra. So what do? I don't know. You sell it on eBay or wherever the hell you buy snakes. But it comes in a box. And you open up the box, and it's in basically a kitchen trash can bag. It's a plastic bag, and the dude's got video. We're watching it as he opens up this bag, and there's this big-ass snake that could kill you.
Well, apparently the snake had jet lag or something.
Yeah, he was tired.
Because he didn't do anything.
No,
but it was a huge snake. And
my God.
And the way they open this thing up, I'm just waiting for that head to come out and strike somebody.
Well, we're watching the video kind of scared, like, because, you know, you're going to jump when it jumps, right?
And the guy said, well, he doesn't have a very big strike, you know, radius or whatever the hell he called it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude,
your hand's right there.
It's right there. The snake didn't do anything.
In the video that we saw.
Yeah, he's looking at it in this plastic bag. And, dude, it was creepy as hell.
Here I'm thinking, does the mailman know?
It says King Cobra on the box.
Well, I don't know. Did they have it wrapped before? I mean, there's always discreet packaging. I mean, by the time we saw the video of the box, it said King Cobra, but clearly you wouldn't put that in the mail that way because maybe the delivery guy loved snakes and thought, oh, I'll just steal this one. Or, the guy at the airport because it had to fly over. It was just bizarre. And so then Sam continues to tell us the story, and I'll get to the good part, that what happens if you get bit? And Sam said, this guy with the straight face says, I've got a machete. Because you only have seconds. I just cut it off, cut my arm off, cut my hand off, whatever it takes. I got this machete, and then call for help because you don't have time to call for help and wait for help if one of these things bite you.
Well, my issue with that is how quick. If you get bit on the hand, how quick does it go past the wrist? Where do you know where to cut off?
I don't know.
And are you just cutting pieces off as it goes?
I don't know.
Dude, that's just nuts.
The whole thing is nuts. And then the good part. This guy lives in an apartment.
And ain't nobody knows he's got seven deadly snakes.
Do your neighbors know what you have? I mean, when you got to call the maintenance guy to unclog the toilet or whatever, do you hide them? I know a lot of apartments have, rules about dogs and cats. But what about 7 of the most deadliest snakes on planet Earth could be your upstairs neighbor?
I'm just assuming that that's probably not legal. And he's got them in there, and nobody knows. But, dude, I would. First of all, the pictures of this dude's apartment, he's not the cleanest dude in the world.
He's not, man.
And there's stuff everywhere.
I will say this. It looks like this guy has not had a girlfriend in a long time.
Well,
based on his apartment.
He's got 7 snakes. What girl is going to go over there to his apartment?
There are some girls that like snakes, but you're right. It
not those kind.
It was a little messy. It didn't pass the Rheinegel cleanliness standards.
No, there was trash and garbage all over the place.
He just had clutter.
Okay, that's trash and garbage all over the place.
But you're right. This is
snakes.
Yeah, this guy. If you're a snake person, and I'm sure some of you out there are fine. And some of you like snakes. My brother used to have a python. It's insane. But to have snakes like that could kill you dead in a hurry, and then to find out that guy's living in an apartment. Like I was all ready to hear, he's got land and acres between neighbors. No, he's in an apartment complex.
I'm glad I don't live in an apartment complex because I don't know which apartment complex that is. But just think about it. If you live in an apartment complex, this dude could be living there.
Could be your neighbor, Pledge.
Could be. It's possible.
Pledge said he texted Sammy doesn't know which apartment. Well, we're not going to put the guy on blast.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
According to Frank on our YouTube channel, who works in property management, snakes are not allowed, according to Texas TAA leases.
Well, of course
he would be given a 3-day notice to vacate if found.
Well,
whoever delivered that notice might not be around to execute the notice. I got 7 snakes. Which one do you want coming after you?
I'm just trying to move out, possibly.
Huh?
I was just looking at, do I have to move? That's why I wanted to know which one.
Oh. You wouldn't move out of your apartment. You've been in the same apartment for so long.
Sure, but if there's 7 deadly snakes in that complex, I am bye.
I've seen some of the people that live in your complex, man. There's 7 deadly snakes right there.
No.
Yeah, that chick in 3A? Yeah. She'll kill you. Different reason, though.
Yeah, that's a whole nother reason. I'm more worried about the snakes. That's just a phobia thing.
I am not a snake guy. I know snakes can do wonderful things. But to me, if there's a snake in my yard, I will slowly go find the shovel. And if I come back and it's still there and it will have plenty of time to get away, it's going to die. Whether it's a good snake or a bad snake, it will be a dead snake if it's in my yard.
Absolutely. Yes, that's just the way it should be. Although, when I had this snake in my yard, I didn't kill it, but it left, and I haven't seen it since.
Well, again, you took your time to go find the killing contraption. Well, I've seen that too. All right, buddy.
By taking my time is 4 or 5 hours long enough.
I'll go get the shovel, and if I come back and you're still there, you are going to die. So you can go away right now.
You know what's funny about that? is before we saw that snake in the yard, and this was before the pool was there, but before we saw that snake, we saw a bunch of, like a family of frogs.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the snake was after, obviously. So the other day, Maggie sees a frog
you got snakes
in the backyard.
Yeah, dinner.
No, you know what she – I'm going, okay, well, it'll be okay. She goes outside, grabs the frog, takes it out in the front yard, across the street.
Oh, yeah, put it in the neighbor's yard. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, send the snakes to the neighbor's house.
You're damn right.
Yes.
Get the hell out of mine.
If you have frogs – you have snakes nearby.
Apparently snakes like frogs.
And when you don't have frogs anymore, the snakes will move on.
Uh-huh. Apparently that's the case. Because, knock on wood, haven't seen a snake since.
You know where you got to check for snakes is in your little waterfall area. I have a friend of mine.
Oh, yeah?
Who doesn't live that far away. He had one of those in his pool, those big waterfalls, and all of a sudden, the pool cleaner guy is there, and there was a whole family of snakes that had
in the waterfall.
Yeah, it's dark, it's moist, but they're not in the water, but in that area where there's space. That's where they were all living. There was like 8 of them in there, 9 of them. I mean, it was a whole nest of snakes. So I'll never come back to your pool again, man. He's like, how we got them all? That's what you think.
As long as the pool guy finds it, and I don't. I'm fine with it.
Oh, I could see Reinagel relaxing under that waterfall, drinking a nice Flight by Yingling, and all of a sudden a snake comes out.
Yeah, then Reinagel would be dead.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of pee in the pool.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
A lot of pee, a lot of poop, a lot of things. and not me.
I just can't believe that what I learned today is in Texas, it's apparently legal to have the deadly snakes because if they were to escape, they wouldn't survive. For about 6 months, though.
Yeah, but they'd be surviving in somebody's apartment for 6 months. And the climate's pretty good in there. That's the issue. Who knew you could just call Russia and order a king cobra? I mean, who knew that?
I mean,
did anybody know that?
If you can order a bride from Russia, you could probably get a snake. I mean, I don't know if you've called Russia. You just bought it online. Well, I mean, possibly. But the idea, though, I mean, I can't say that I'm surprised. Well, of course.
I guess. Dude.
Mail-ordered king cobra.
There's stuff for everybody, and if you're into that, God bless you. But I don't like snakes, dude.
I don't either.
I don't like them.
I don't either. Saltwater fish, I don't know. Like I said, my brother used to have a python. My dad, long before I was born, had a piranha.
See, why?
It's because I used to ask.
Whoa, hey!
I asked my dad the same thing. He thought it was the neatest thing.
What do you feed that thing, like
steak?
Mice?
Steak.
Really?
Yeah. Although the weird thing, and this, I mean, going back a long time before we have technology like we have today, but my dad used to tell stories about the piranha that it wouldn't eat if you were watching. It would just sit there. You throw the meat in the water, and it would just sit there. And then if you left the area where the aquarium was, come back, and it would be devoured in seconds. Like if you just disappeared real quick and came back just to watch, it wouldn't be there. And he set up one of those old 8mm cameras back then and watched it and actually recorded that. I mean, it devours it in a hurry.
I didn't know piranha were shy. Who knew?
Who knew?
I didn't know that. That's nuts. And unfortunately, the place where we live, snakes are prevalent.
Yeah. And apparently.
And then piranha are not. And
yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I learned today that I'm glad I don't live in an apartment. Reason number 8,418. The guy in the apartment above you could have 7 deadly snakes.
Well,
7 of the most deadly snakes in the world, including a mail-order king cobra.
Living in an apartment is one thing, but the fact that you can just call Russia and order a king cobra just baffles me.
You can get anything on the internet, man.
I guess.
Anything.
Yeah, dude.
You should order one.
No. No, that would be a no.
I mean, do you get them on eBay, Amazon?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care.
Buyasnake.com? I mean, where do you get these snakes?
I would imagine you can get them anywhere. Or I'm sure there's websites, right? Amazon, well, who knows? Amazon sells everything. Not ordering a snake, dude.
You should get one.
No,
Why not?
it's not happening. Tell you what, I'll get you one for Christmas. How about that?
That's a bad idea.
Well, I'm just saying.
I don't want one.
Well, then what are you telling me to get one for?
I mean, because you're amazed that you could get one. So
I am amazed.
So I think we should see how easy it is actually to get.
Well, I might do that and send it to your house.
No,
as
that's a great
gift.
idea, Jim.
Don't send it to my house.
Yeah, when I come pick up my beer after the Cowboys beat the Eagles,
You're not going to.
I'll leave a snake.
I mean, don't try to slither out of paying off your beer bet.
Who's doing that?
You,
I'm coming over to get
I can
mine.
already tell.
I'm not slithering out of anything. Cowboys are going to win this game. CD's back. Micah's back. Cooper Rush under center. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that locker room still feels like they can win. Mike McCarthy says so. Let's talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Of course, Mike McCarthy will be on at the Morning Huddle tomorrow morning, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. And you know nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option truly is to call AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Build up to Black Friday with savings all month long at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances, plus take an additional 10% off when you buy select major appliances. And don't wait to pick up holiday inflatables under $20. Don't wait to save, in-store or online now, because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 11/6 through 12/4. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items while supplies last.
Time to start planning your Thanksgiving dinner, and that starts with the turkey. And the best turkeys are from Tri-County Meat Market. Tri-County gets their turkeys from Barber Farms in Colorado. These fresh, all-natural turkeys are never frozen and come between 8 and 24 pounds. Tri-County Meat Market only gets a limited number, so reserve your turkey before they sell out. Pre-order your turkeys and your pies from the Ultimate Cheesecake Bakery now at either Tri-County Meat Market location on Heavener Road or on Ralph Fair Road.
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagel210. Tweet at me, at Jason Minix. The station, at SA Sports Star. Of course, the same for Instagram. Have Thursday night football tonight. A good one at that.
Yeah.
Ravens and Bengals. You can listen to it here starting at 6:30. Brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Also, a great reminder to get to sasportstar.com and get your picks in for the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Weekly winners. So even if you haven't played all year, start playing today. You can win that gift card over to the Mellow Mushroom. At the end of the year, the local grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets.
Got my picks in. They're in.
They're in.
Locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. Did you take the Cowboys on the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge, or just on our side beer bet?
Of course I took the Cowboys.
All right.
Why would I not have?
See, everybody's already got a game up on Joe.
Boy, I tell you, for a Cowboy fan, the defeatist attitude that you have.
You call it defeatist, and I know you'll call BS on this because you like to. I call it how I see it.
Oh,
if I
see.
think it's good, it's good. If I think it's bad, it's bad. I always try to be honest about the team, although some of you can't get out of your own ears with what I actually say when it comes to the Cowboys. The idea, though, they're not good this year. They haven't been good this year, and I didn't expect them to be good this year. And knowing that Saquon Barkley has won more Offensive Player of the Week awards already with the Philadelphia Eagles than his entire time with the New York Giants. Hard to believe, but it's true. Against that piss-poor run defense of the Dallas Cowboys, if Dak was fully healthy and functional, and this year he's been fully healthy but not necessarily functional, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, knowing what defense is going to be out there.
Well, look, it's the NFL. Anything can happen.
Sure.
Right? Anything can happen.
Panthers got to win.
That's what I'm saying.
Got a coach fired.
Anything can happen. The offense will be simplified for Cooper Rush. They'll do some things differently. I just think this is one of those games. I have a feeling the Cowboys are going to be in it. They're going to have an opportunity to win it. The Eagles struggled last week with the Giants, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
They don't exactly have a track record of being a team that just blows people out.
Sure.
So
they haven't played Dallas at home yet.
I think the Cowboys will be in it, and we'll have an opportunity to win this thing.
Mike McCarthy is instilling a lot of confidence and rah-rah today, talking about the morale of the players in that locker room.
I would say this. I mean, the reality of what goes on, inside the locker room, the coaching operation has been very consistent. I mean, I think like all of us, and it's really been like this my whole career. You know, when things don't go the way you want them to go, you knuckle down and go a little harder. So I mean, that's the only thing that I've seen. You know, we've put a lot of time and energy into this, not only on a daily basis in season, but this goes back to April. So, yeah, I haven't seen anything change. You know, if you look at the practice tape and you know, I'm always just use the young guys example. You know, we got some young players that are having, you know, they're growing and so forth, and that's part of your practice climate that's established here. So I haven't seen any drop off. You know, the weight room, I mean, discipline. I'm just looking for situations, but yeah, this particular team is clearly, you know, is a very consistent football team. But yeah, I mean, morale. I mean, we all want to win. I mean, it's frustrating when you don't win, and it's hard, and because you got to answer questions like this too. That's part of our job. But I just, yeah, I don't see really any drop off. So good to be home. Need to win a home game. I haven't won a home game this year.
That's it. They haven't won a home game. The odds are in their favor. Karma is on their side.
Karma
is on their side. The Cowboys are going to win this game. I'm telling you, you heard it here first. You've heard it all week. I'll continue to say it today, tomorrow, and when I come in Monday, I expect a crown,
a crown,
a king's robe,
a king's robe,
a king's robe.
I mean, here's the reality. I want you to be right. I want you to be right.
Look at you
as
now. So you're already backtracking, aren't you?
No, as a Cowboy fan, I want you to be right. But as a realistic Cowboy fan, you're not. You're not going to be right.
Okay.
We
shall see.
We shall see. That's why they have to go play the game.
That's right.
I mean, games aren't won and lost on paper, are they?
One game at a time, one play at a time,
I mean, you just brought up that New York Giants game, had me scratching my head, so I went and looked it up. That was a close one. Eagles won that one 28-3.
23, my friend.
No. The Giants, they won 28-3. Now, last week, they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 28-23.
The Jacksonville Jaguars. That's what I'm thinking of.
But that game was a blowout until they let off the gas, and Jacksonville made it interesting late.
Really? And that was without Trevor Lawrence, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. They beat the Bengals 37-17.
Yeah.
You knuckle down and go a little harder.
Exactly.
Are we still talking football?
Well, it depends. It depends, because if they lose this game, that's what Jerry might do to Mike.
I mean, it's certainly possible. Although I think at this point, Jerry's not going to fire him, man. Sit through this stuff. Although you might say Mike McCarthy, to a degree, already lobbing some arrows back at ownership, general manager, with the way this thing was put together, because you know, these guys, a lot of them didn't show up until well into training camp or even after training camp. And Mike McCarthy just kind of rambling today about how he likes all his guys. You know, you're going to give me a team and, you know, let's go Bill Parcells. You want me to start cooking? I need all the groceries before we turn on the stove.
I personally, as a head coach, would really, you know, when you're signing veterans in camp and you know, you're doing things at the end, I think that's a pretty big challenge. It doesn't, because it's happened more this year, it seems, than I haven't.
Yeah, Jerry, you screwed me with this roster.
Because I think, you know, if you can have everybody here in April, when that draft's over and you line up and you got that 90-man roster, if you can get to work on continuity and consistency, I think that's a huge factor in the start of your season. Because if you can just get started in September, because September to me is the best opportunity to win games.
Because that's when games actually begin.
Football is the best of my coaching career in September.
I can't be running HEB for milk an hour into this process.
I think there's more opportunities to win. So if you can at least get out the gate and get started, and I think having all your people there in April helps you do that. So, but then boom, here comes the injuries. You know, timing injuries. Rookies playing, you know, when they play is too. So all these are factors through experience you learn to navigate.
It's not my fault,
too,
Jerry. You put this crap together.
We all play by the same rules, so it's not that, you know, we have something different than others. That's not my point, but that's all part of the challenge, and that's why it makes this game so great. And that's why this league is so hard.
That's true. All of what he just said is true.
Well, I mean,
did CD hold out? He did, right, in the mini camps and all that stuff.
Although Jerry could have signed him earlier.
Well, he could have.
I mean, Jerry, with the deal that CD got, he could have actually would have been a little bit cheaper if he would have done that in March.
Probably
the idea
so.
that, your defensive linemen were coming in at the end of camp. But it almost feels like McCarthy is already kind of making some excuses as to why things aren't going well, is because he didn't have all the ingredients to start the cooking process when they actually started the cooking process.
Well, and that's
blaming the general manager.
Well, blame the general manager. That's not going to do you any good
He's
if you're
on
Mike
his way
McCarthy
out.
and Jerry Jones.
Oh man, that's just that's one of those messages out to his future employer. Whatever GM has him on the short list of candidates when they fire their coach.
Maybe as an offensive coordinator. You think Mike McCarthy gets another head coaching job?
I do.
As soon as I said that, I'm like, yeah, because they sign retreads all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
And, he has won a Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. It's been a little while, though, hasn't it?
It's fine. He's Super Bowl winning coach. How often do we hear that from Jerry or Steven? Jerry said it the other day. I like his football mind. He's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, and he's got to be imaginative this week. He's got to do some things different. He can't go into that game against Philadelphia or anybody else, doesn't matter who they're playing, with Cooper Rush and have the same game plan you've had up until this point. There's got to be some different things going on, and he's got to use his imagination. We'll see how good he is as a play caller this week against Philadelphia and what kind of an imagination he has to get the most out of a Cooper Rush.
And again, though, does it matter how good the plays are if they're not executed? Starting with the piss poor offensive line play. You don't really have a run game to speak of. And even if CD is out there, he's going to get all the attention, and he's going to be limited. And I would imagine, just being a responsible adult and coach, the run plays involving CD probably don't make this week's game plan.
I would hope not. I would really hope not. Now, if you want to substitute a Cavante Turpin maybe for a CD Lamb, I could see that.
Hand at Cavante the ball, don't throw it to him.
Exactly right. Do something, though. There's got to be something. I'm really curious to see what Mike McCarthy's got up his sleeve, because he's got to have something. If he trots out there with the same exact game plan he's had for the first 8 weeks of the season, and then you're right, I'll owe you a lot of beer because they're going to get smashed. But if he has some sort of a different game plan where he can use and keep Philadelphia and Saquon Barkley off the field, well, then I think I'll have an opportunity.
Now, if Trey Lance gets into the game, you talk about the ability to run the ball, a dynamic that Philadelphia clearly hasn't seen on tape yet, and who knows how much they actually prepared for Trey Lance, who did say yesterday he wants that opportunity to get onto the field.
Let's talk to the coaching staff about that. I'd love the opportunity to get on the field any way I can, if that's what the coaches think is best.
Have you played tight end, wide receiver, anything like that in the game before?
No.
Would you feel confident in your ability to go out there and run this offense in a regular season game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How high is that confidence level?
As high as it can get.
Yeah, well, what am I going to say? No.
Well, of course, no. I'm scared to death, guys. I can't do it.
I know about 12% of the playbook. No, of course he's going to say he's confident.
Trey Lance, unless something happens to Cooper Rush, is not going to play quarterback. But unless it's a wildcat opportunity or something like that. But everybody's going to know if he's under center, that's what's going to happen. But I still think there are ways to use that guy. I think there are. There's got to be. And that's what I'm talking about with Mike McCarthy having some imagination and using it this week. I think you have to if you have any chance of winning this game.
He is getting paid, and quite honestly, we already know what we have in Cooper Rush. He is a fantastic, game-ready backup quarterback.
Uh-huh.
We have no idea about Trey Lance.
No, we have some idea. I think we have a pretty good idea. He ain't it. I'm going to go out on a limb there, but I think we know exactly. Confidence or not, I'm going to say he's not very good.
But I'd like to see how bad he really is. Let's put it that way.
You're not going to see it in this game. I would be shocked.
We'll ask Stephen Jones, who will join us in about 2 hours from right now. Stephen Jones at 4:30 here on the Blitz, because I'm at the point of why not? Why not see if he is at least good enough, since you gave up the fourth-round pick for him, is he at least good enough to be QB2 next year for the Dallas Cowboys? Is he good enough to be the backup next year when Dak Prescott is back and he is healthy? Or, and I'm not saying for anybody else, but I mean, you just wonder at what point, at some point, you're going to have a backup quarterback for Dak Prescott. Could it be Trey Lance, since you did spend a 4th-round pick on him?
You're not going to see that unless the Cowboys lose the next couple of ball games. And then they might throw in the towel and say that's it.
They got 9 games left, right?
Right.
Is it 9?
Yes.
And according to ESPN Analytics, a 3% chance of making the playoffs as we sit here today on the 7th of November.
We heard Micah yesterday saying they're still in it.
Mathematically?
They've got all these division games ahead of them. That's what I'm saying. You can't throw in the towel today or this weekend because those guys in that locker room still believe that they've got an opportunity, and you got to keep them believing that as long as you possibly can.
True. I get it, but I don't know. Hell, I thought the Spurs would give the Rockets a game last night.
Huh.
They got blown out from the get-go. Let's talk about what we saw or didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up, Spurs lose, but they play again tonight with a winnable game. And they played last night like they got a winnable game tonight. They did.
Oh, the Portland's starting to play better. They get the same record.
Yeah, but how they get there is ugly. I don't know. It's a winnable game for the Spurs.
Sure it is.
Let's talk about it coming up. You're on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. It is November. The cold weather is coming. What you don't want to do is wait to get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing to get your cold weather gear when that cold front first gets here. Happens every year. You get that cold snap, and everybody runs over to Sammy's Embroidery Club, and they order their jackets, they order the half zips, they order their hoodies, and it's already cold outside. You know it's coming. Get ahead of it. Sam has already put all the winter gear on display there in that massive showroom down on San Pedro. So if you need jackets, you need half zips, you need hoodies, you need your logo on beanies, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. He's got all the big name brands, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Mathew, Under Armour, Port Authority, just to name a few. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom. Just waiting for your logo. And he's got all the big cap brands as well. Katie caps, the Richardson 112 style, Trucker caps, Nike, Cap America, to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices, and Sammy is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, no order too small. And again, the winter gear is on display in the showroom. Don't wait for that first cold front to get here. Get ahead of it. Work ahead. You know it's going to get cold. You know you're going to get cold weather gear with your logos on it. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
The Morning Huddle.
I need the 120 megahertz. I hate the jiggle.
Well, no wonder your wife's mad. You're talking about the jiggle. You're okay with it in the bedroom, but not on the TV.
Well, I like jiggle now and again.
I like the jiggle.
You know what I'm talking about.
I like my TVs like I like my women.
Jiggly?
Jiggly.
See, you don't want to sell that to the women, though.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game Day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on Game Day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Attention Dallas Cowboys fans, Twin Peaks is giving away epic Cowboys jerseys all season just for catching Game Day with them. And with 4 San Antonio locations, get to Twin Peaks for every boys game for your chance to win. Ask your Twin Peaks girl for more details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to HIMSS.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
At the UPS store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS store. Be unstoppable.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code KIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code KIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code KIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz. He's Joe, I'm Jason. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. You can always comment there.
Our Instagram page, go subscribe to that or like it or what do you say for
Follow.
Instagram? Follow.
Watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos.
Yes.
That
All
you
of the
see
above.
on Insta.
We would appreciate it.
All the different things corporate wants us to do.
Yep.
Help us out and
Please do.
Go there and do that.
We
We'll give away
appreciate all
stuff
of you.
too.
Yes,
Absolutely.
of course.
Trying to think. Do we have giveaway stuff today, Pledge?
We do.
Verdas?
Is that's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not on our rundown.
I thought I saw it.
Might have been added after we printed out
Maybe
and killed
so.
the tree.
Yeah.
And it's not up there on the board as our reminder. But it will get there. Verdas. We might have to do that on Instagram.
Maybe so.
Why not?
We still have a few rings left, by the way.
We do, but I don't know how many. See, we were getting an update like, all right, you have this many to give away, this many. Then I was out sick a couple of days, and then I think Ryan was off a couple of days. And what I don't want to do is give away a bunch of stuff and then realize, oh, man, we don't have any more.
I think we still have a few left.
But what's
a handful?
What's a few?
Like 5.
You think we have 5?
I think so.
Wow. Of course, there'd be people that could find out exactly and tell us.
Well, I mean, if the guy that's in charge of those is listening, he could just send us a quick text.
You would think. And
Yeah.
But then you also have to realize I've done this for a long time. It might have been 5, but then again, he needed stocking stuffers or a birthday present for somebody, and now we got 3.
Well, that's possible.
I mean, so that's why I don't want to go with the last email I saw said 5. I was out a couple of days. Did you give any away while I was out?
No, I did not.
But did a couple disappear? Because I see, James all of a sudden has got some jewelry on. Did he win one? I have no idea. Sam might have fed it to his friend Snake. I have no idea. The dog ate the homework.
Along with a finger.
What?
Yeah. Those
Just
snakes.
knuckle down and go a little harder.
Exactly.
Attaboy, Mike. Get into the lab, buddy. I need you this week.
Phrasing. Do we still have that one anywhere?
Phrasing.
There we go. I really did think last night the Spurs could go down there and beat the Houston Rockets. I really thought the Spurs could go down there and beat the Houston Rockets.
I think you were the only one.
Apparently the Spurs didn't think they could win that game.
Uh-huh.
I know it's still early in the season. We're not even 10 games in. But, 8, 9, 10, 12 games, you kind of see trends. Typically speaking, in this early part of the season, the Spurs have had strong starts.
Yeah.
Last night, they were getting blown out before I even got to watching the game. I mean, by the time I got home and got some things done, put the game on, they were getting blown out. It was like, well, this sucks. And then it continued to get worse. The idea that Houston, now granted, it's like a playoff series, third time in the first 8 games they have played the Houston Rockets.
Which is just nuts, by the way, schedule makers. What the hell?
Let's get these crap games out of the way early.
Well, no, I mean, that's dumb to me.
It is. And again, I would not want to be the guy, quite honestly, in charge of making a schedule for the NBA. In dealing with building availability and all the different things that scheduled dudes have to do. But in reality, the way they played Wemby in the third matchup versus the first 2 is just how physical they got with Wemby last night.
Yeah, they're physical. Yeah, I think we knew that coming in. They're good at it. We've tried to give Victor and the whole team some solutions to help them with that, put them in spots. And it's something we just got to keep working on.
Yeah, and teams are doing that. They're not only being more physical with Wemby, they're putting smaller guys on him, quicker guys on him instead of the big fellas. So it's different.
Yeah, I think the officiating has changed for the big guys. I think a lot of big guys would agree with you that it's hard to score because they are just allowed to get beat up a lot of times for whatever reason. Some of the freedom of movement and the right to space does not apply in those situations for some reason. And I think he's done a good job of trying to face up and be strong. And sometimes I think just going up over the top and not even trying to deal with some of that because it is hard for him to get those calls at times.
Well, look, I mean, it's like NFL, NBA, whatever it is. You've got a phenom. You've got somebody like a C.J. Stroud, for example. Coaches are pretty damn smart. They're going to adjust, and they're going to try different things. The good ones overcome that, and Wemby's going to have to overcome that. I saw somebody on YouTube, well, Jeremy Sohan was out. Okay. Defensively, he might have helped a little bit, but I'm not sure that he would have made that big a difference. The Rockets came in, and contrary to popular belief from my partner over here, the Houston Rockets have a pretty good basketball team.
Pretty good, but I think the Spurs have a pretty good basketball team.
Stop it.
Oh, well, obviously they need to get Devin Vassell back, and Jeremy's probably going to be out at least a month and a half, maybe a little bit longer. Mitch Johnson, who you just heard from there, the interim head coach, and by all accounts, even though nothing official from the Spurs, he's going to maintain that role for a while.
Quite a while, yeah.
The Spurs have not yet announced that Pop won't coach tonight, but I think we all are pretty safe in saying Pop isn't going to coach tonight. The indefinite, or as Sham Charania put it, the foreseeable future. Mitch is going to be the interim head coach. And last night, I don't want to say he waved the white flag too early, but he waved the white flag pretty early in the game, and I think that was just purely, we don't have it tonight. We've got a slow start, whatever the reason is, and that's what's frustrating. Outside of Chris Paul, this is a fairly young team. I know Chris Paul way skews up the average age, but in reality, this is still a pretty young team. It just felt like none of them were ready to go. And for the life of me, kind of like what we bring up with the Cowboys in the postseason, how does everybody come out lethargic at the same time? It's one thing if one player is off a little bit, but everybody, all right, let's go to the bench. Those guys had no energy.
Yeah, nobody did. I mean, and Houston just jumped on them. They did. They jumped on the Spurs right away and got a big lead and held on to it. Look, it's going to take some time. I hate saying that. I really do. It really sucks because I know that everybody's waiting for 2025. That's the magical year. So we just have to suffer through this again. I think the Spurs will win more than 22, but at this point in time, I don't know how many more than 22 they're going to win. This is a basketball team that's very young, and quite frankly, I think it will help when Vassell gets back, when Sohan's healthy, but quite frankly, this is not a good team. This is not a team that's going to make any noise anywhere, and we're going to go in. The problem is you look at the Atlanta Hawks, they're winning, and that's not going to do the Spurs much good. The East simply sucks other than Cleveland, so I wish the Spurs would get some Eastern Conference games lined up here pretty quick.
Atlanta's got plenty of time to drop.
Not in the Eastern Conference, they don't.
I mean,
it's a horrible conference thus far.
Well, Philadelphia and Milwaukee each have a win.
Yes, exactly. Cleveland is playing their butts off. They're 9-0. But other than that, Boston is Boston.
It's early, and that was a hell of a game last night, Boston and Golden State. But
yeah.
You look at Atlanta at 4-5. That is a surprise. The idea that the Spurs and the Portland Trailblazers are both 3-5 playing tonight. This is a winnable game tonight for the San Antonio Spurs, and the way they played last night, or didn't play last night, because again, fourth quarter. I credit Mitch for, all right, we've got no chance at winning this game. Let's save everybody's energy for tomorrow. There will be another day, and here it is tomorrow, and now it's today. They played it that way, and it almost feels like, even though you look at the box score, and if you watch the game, the regulars, the starters, they did get a good amount of minutes in the first three quarters, but it was almost as if they were playing that game, all right, whatever happens tonight happens, tomorrow we're going to go. Now, Keldon, we said yesterday, is a guy that has to step up, and, on the box score, it looks like he had a really good game, but my goodness, how many times do we see Keldon just drive in 1-on-4 with a whole bunch of guys open, and he takes a shot instead of passing it?
We see it quite often, as a matter of fact. Look, but the Spurs were out of this thing at halftime. I mean, let's face it. They were out of it by halftime. It was a 20-point-plus lead for Houston most of the game. This game was over at halftime. And so I don't blame Mitch Johnson for not extending a lot of minutes to these guys. Just saw something from Sham Charania that Devin Vassell could actually make his season debut on Saturday against the Utah Jazz inside the Frost Bank Center. So that's good news.
That would certainly help. And another winnable game. I mean, I thought the Spurs could win last night. I was looking at a 3-game win streak. I'm going to be greedy now and go for a 2-game win streak. Win tonight against Portland, win Saturday against the Utah Jazz. And you're right, a Devin Vassell back is certainly going to help, and I wonder if he's getting healthier because Jeremy got hurt.
They're bringing him back a little sooner. I hope he's fine. I hope he's 100%. I'd hate to put him back in there and have him get hurt right away because the Spurs need him to do anything at all. And, again, I don't see this being a playoff team or a play-in team. But, to get better, to have Vassell and Wemby on the same page, Sohan, who are the foundation of this team at this point in time. Champagnie is shown some flashes, and he's playing pretty well so far. So, but this is not a playoff team. I don't think anybody should be fooled.
I am a little upset looking at the box score because I was long gone watching a different game, but apparently Riley Minnick's got in the game last night a solid 7 minutes.
How about that?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, he didn't score, but he got 7 minutes last night. I missed Riley Minnick's on the floor.
Well, apparently you didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
You didn't miss a thing.
Huh.
He was 0 for 1 from the field, and it was a three-pointer to boot.
Well, of course it was.
Yeah. They had a couple of rebounds. How about that?
There you go. Riley Minnick's. Need to get me a 27 jersey, except for they misspelled his last name. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. Settling in after 2 on the road. The Cowboys take on the Philadelphia Eagles at home.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is home cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Hey, dude, you didn't tell me that you wrecked it, and it looks wrecked. How much was the insurance check? $8,000. Yeah, did y'all spend it on fixing it, or did you put it in your pocket? Well, you know, my cousin, just stop there.
Stop.
Just stop there. All I needed to know is $8,000 insurance and a cousin.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
It's Manny Jr. with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we are celebrating 10 years of business in San Antonio. Join us this Saturday for a family fun event with Redcon 1 and the first ever Miss Olympia, Dana Lynn Bailey. 1 day, 2 locations. This Saturday from 11 to 2 at Rock's Pat Booker location, and then from 3 to 6 p.m. at our Blanco Road location. The first 50 customers receive a Rock's drawstring bag filled with goodies, live DJ, free prizes, store-wide discounts so good you gotta be there. Visit Rock's Discount on IG for more event details.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail. and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge, just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Gomez Law Firm has been helping injured victims in car and trucking accidents for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. Jose, if someone finds themselves faced with the stress of an accident, what next?
Well, the first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google joegomezlaw.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is the leader in personal injury law. If you have been in an accident, you need a firm that will fight for you and your family's rights.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years.
The Gomez Law Firm fights for you against the big insurance companies and wins. Tell us about some other cases you represent.
Really, anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have found yourself faced with a personal injury matter, if you've been in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then it's important to call the Gomez Law Firm today. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs were blown out in Houston last night, but they're right back in action tonight inside the Frostbank Center. They'll take on the Portland Trailblazers. Tip time there is set for 7 o'clock. Shams Charania is reporting that Devin Vassell could make his season debut Saturday against the Utah Jazz. Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy said today that wide receiver CeeDee Lamb is trending in the right direction to play this week, as is Micah Parsons.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix.
Looking forward to tonight's game.
Should be good.
I think it's going to be a really good one.
I mean, you think about the MVP candidates that will be on the field today. Just watching TV this morning, they were talking about 3.
3?
Well, I don't know why they got Burrow in that conversation.
Well, because he's about to make a hell of a comeback.
Well, if he does, but I mean, think about Derrick Henry, could have been a Cowboy. Instead, he's going to be Offensive Player of the Year.
Should have been a Cowboy.
Lamar Jackson's going to win MVP.
No, he's not. Lamar Jackson?
Sure.
No, he's not.
He's quarterback. Derrick Henry will get Offensive Player of the Year.
I know he's a quarterback.
Well, it's a quarterback award.
Uh-huh. What about Jared Goff? Why is he not being mentioned as an MVP candidate?
That's a great question. He really should be in the conversation, and if he keeps throwing the ball at the efficiency that he's been throwing, he is going to be in that conversation. Because if he goes, 21 of 24 against Houston on Sunday night, and Detroit beats, they're going to win, but, they blow them out. I think that does change over time. I think you start the year with guys that you think are going to be in that conversation. And Jared Goff was not a part of those conversations like Lamar Jackson was. Kind of your time to go lose it. That's not what's happening. But Goff can certainly play his way into that conversation.
Lamar Jackson, obviously, he's a hell of a player, and he will be mentioned in that. I just don't know if the NFL types, will you give it to him 3 years in a row? Hadn't he won it 2 years in a row? Would you do it 3 years in a row?
I don't think he's won it 2 in a row. I'd have to go back and look.
He's got 2. That's right. Yeah. My bad. He's got 2, not 2 in a row.
He's always in the conversation.
Sure.
I don't remember who won it last year. I just know my guy Dak came in second?
It was Lamar last year. Lamar won it last year. Nobody remembers who came in second.
I do.
Except
I just
for
said
you.
that.
Yeah, you're the only one that does.
The sarcasm there that was completely missed by you.
Second place is the first loser.
Yes, it is.
That's what it is. That's what second place is.
Yeah, you keep saying, why can't you just get to the Super Bowl? I'd be okay with that. No, you wouldn't.
Sure I would
You
be.
would not be.
Well,
you would
it's
move
not
the
gonna
goalposts.
happen.
It doesn't matter, but you would move the goalposts again. That's
Never.
what you do.
Dude, you have my word that if Dak Prescott got this team to the Super Bowl, I would give him all the credit in the world.
And then blame him for not winning it.
Well, if he threw if he pooped the bed and threw 3 interceptions in the big game, yeah, I would.
I mean, even Tom Brady's lost a couple of Super Bowls. To Eli Manning, of all people.
But he's won 7 of them, so I think.
But he lost those 2.
Yeah, those, yes.
And if it were Dak Prescott and he won 7, don't laugh, but lost 2, all you would ever talk about are the 2 that he lost.
Of course, that's right.
Let's not forget about the Nick Foles one either.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that means Brady's, played in 10 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't,
10 Super Bowls.
Yeah. He was good.
Yeah, I think he was pretty good. So some
pretty
people call
good.
him the GOAT.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people do that. We were having an argument this morning at the gym about coaches.
Oh, boy.
Because we were talking, Greg Popovich.
Hang on.
Bill Belichick.
Do we have any at the gym music? If not, I mean, we might need to start this, this morning at the gym.
Dude, we have some great conversations. I really ought to start recording some of this.
I don't know that you can.
Why? I think I can.
Okay.
I'll give Ray my lock of the week.
Oh, yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah. No, it wasn't the Cowboys. I'm not ready to go with a lock just yet with the Cowboys.
All I care about is the beer showing up in my fridge on Thursday or Friday.
And if I lose, it will be there.
Uh-huh.
It will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will.
Say if. You can go buy that beer now.
Why would I do that?
Well, because
it's kind of like you were saying with Jerry Jones. He wants to keep that money in his bank account till the very last minute. That's what I'm doing.
Uh-huh. It's not like if there were beer at your house that you wouldn't drink it.
Well, no, of course I would.
See?
Why would I? But why would I give you beer in advance of a bet you haven't won yet?
Because you know what's coming.
I don't know anything. It's the NFL, dude. Anything can happen. Any given Sunday. You've heard that.
Yes.
On any given Sunday.
Except this one.
Well.
For the Dallas Cowboys.
We'll see. I'm going to laugh my face off.
Me too.
On Monday.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
Tuesday was a big day in our country. The first reveal of the college football playoff rankings were put on display Tuesday evening. Everybody gets really excited about that. I mean, again, they're coming. I really don't give a damn about playoff rankings in November, early. But, man, just seeing the potential there has me really excited about the expanded playoff, more so than I already was. And I thought 8 would be a good number. Anything different than the 4. 8, I thought would have been really good. Now we're at 12. Boy, it didn't take long for them over there at the NCAA offices to say, man, people really like the expanded playoffs. We should do that with the NCAA tournament too.
Yeah, I don't know about that because I don't like what they've done already with the first 4 or whatever they call that thing, which is kind of stupid because they get to play an extra game to find out who they get crushed by after that.
Yeah, well, but again, what if there's an upset? I mean, in recent years we have seen a 16 beat the 1. Was that University of Maryland of whatever county?
They're talking about doing this, and it would be a very minimal expansion. And the reason why, the Masters Golf Tournament. They're concerned that if they extend the tournament, it would interfere with CBS's coverage of the Masters.
Isn't that what True TV is for?
I'm just saying, but you don't want to have that Final Four on True TV.
I see what you're saying. Well, Jim Nantz isn't doing both anymore.
Doesn't matter. CBS is the television station that broadcasts.
I understand the concern and the prestige that the tournament gets. Like this year, think about this, people. This year, one weekend, right here in San Antonio, you're going to have the Final Four happening downtown.
Yep.
At the same time, over at the JW Marriott at TPC San Antonio will be the Valero Texas Open.
How about that?
It's going to be incredible.
Incredible weekend,
There's going to be so much going on. Yep, it's the same weekend. And it's, I think, going to be awesome. All the people in town for the Final Four, they'll do the events downtown. I'm guessing a bunch will head out to TPC, especially on Sunday, with the games on the tournament games on Saturday night and then on Monday.
Yeah.
And people that are coming in for the golf tournament are going to be buying tickets to go to the Final Four because why not? You're already here. It's going to be insane.
It's going to be a great weekend.
It's going to be a great weekend.
No doubt.
So imagine if they expanded it out and now you're going the following weekend is the Masters, and that would be the Final Four. Now, it wouldn't interfere with Masters Sunday. I know it would be taxing for the CBS executive types, because they would have crews everywhere, but they already do. Saturday, all-day golf leading into the game Saturday night, I really don't see a problem.
Well, apparently CBS does.
Well,
they're the ones that have to make that call.
Well,
they're paying all that money.
Well, they're paying all that money, and then they're selling a bunch of commercials, and they don't need to double up with the inventory.
I'm just telling you, that's the holdup of expanding the NCAA tournament basketball-wise.
Well,
and so we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Can I ask this?
It would water it down anyway, would it not?
It doesn't matter.
64 is perfect.
Well, but it's 68 now.
I know.
And at one point it was 32, and you thought that was perfect until it went to 64.
Dude, I don't remember that long ago.
As old as you are, you have to.
I really don't.
I mean, but I just look at this. Why can't they say it's got to end here, so why don't we start it a little bit sooner? I mean, the idea that, March Madness ends in April.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't
First weekend in April, perfect.
Couldn't they? But couldn't they move it back into a little bit more March with the conference tournaments?
No.
I mean, yes, they could.
Why? See, here's the problem. Why mess with success? The NCAA tournament
there's more money involved, and they're greedy. It's called money.
Arguably the most exciting sporting event that there is. I mean, everybody loves the NCAA tournament.
Sure.
64 teams is perfect. It works out great. Why do you want to add a bunch of teams that have no chance of doing anything? Because that's what you're going to do.
Because there's always that chance somebody makes a run.
There's no chance.
There's always not every year, but there's those years where a low seed team makes a run.
That's great.
I mean, I'll never forget here when old Shaka Smart was coaching at VCU, and VCU made that run all the way to San Antonio.
Got him a job at Texas.
And but he had that run with VCU.
To me, you're just watering it down at this point in time. Just leave it as it is. I don't even like the 68, to be honest with you.
Why don't you want more kids to have that experience? They get a T-shirt and they get a ring.
Exactly. They ought to win.
Why? I mean, nobody wants to go to the NIT.
Have a better – why, you're right. But have a better regular season. How about that? And then you get in. Look, I just think it's the most exciting sporting event there is. Why mess with it? Leave it alone. I wasn't for the 68. It should stay at 64 and just go. There's no reason to water this tournament down. It's the best there is right now.
You kids get off my lawn!
Sure.
Let's go from grumpy old man to creepy old man.
I'm just
guess who's going to be featured at College Game Day this week?
I'm just curious who does not agree with me and why that's a get off my lawn when you don't want to mess with perfection.
Because you can always make it better. I don't give a damn one way or the other. If they expand it out, they expand it out.
It makes no sense. But, yes, I'm excited about College Game Day this week.
Why are you excited about College Game Day this week?
Let's see. It's at LSU.
Uh-huh.
They're playing Alabama, and one Livy Dunn will be the guest picker on College Game Day, representing the Good old Tigers of LSU. But the problem is that Skeens dude's going to be there too. Who the hell wants to see him?
Isn't he the one who crushes Bill Belichick for having a 24-year-old girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But Livy's like 22. That's different.
Dude.
And he's not as old as Bill. The age difference isn't quite there.
First of all.
Here we go.
I don't have the money of him. I'm not looking for a 22-year-old girlfriend. I'm like an old dog chasing a car. I probably wouldn't catch her, and even if I did, I wouldn't know what the hell to do with her. Here we go.
Be fun trying to figure it out, though.
Those gymnastics. I'd break a hip. Holy cow. Wait a minute. You want to do what?
Don't hurt me. You can't hit me. I'm trying to take a shot.
She's like, she's a very attractive young lady. That's all I'm saying. And it ought to be a lot of fun. And props to her for representing LSU on game day.
And you know what else? They're going to have the live tiger at the game this year on the sidelines.
Well, that's good.
They haven't done that in a long time.
I think LSU's going to win that game and knock Alabama the hell out of the playoffs.
God, I hope so.
I really do.
God, I hope so. That'll be good. So, Joe, while you're fantasizing about being Lee Corso this week sitting next to Livy Dunn, there's an incredible Heidi Klum story about an interview that she did. Now, when you first see this, man, you start thinking, this sounds great because, Heidi Klum is now 51.
Is she really?
She got 3 or 4 kids.
Wow.
And she still looks incredible.
She's not dating Seal anymore, is she?
No.
Or married to him, wherever they were?
No, here's the you start reading this story, then it kind of, because she's talking about how she still likes to dress provocative and show cleavage and wear mini skirts and, she's a supermodel. She knows she's hot. She likes everybody to know that she's hot. And she eats right, and she says she has lots of sex to stay in shape. She doesn't do a lot at the gym. She's very careful with lifting weights and other exercising that she basically stays in shape by having sex.
Well, she's like on the Bill Belichick plan, right? She's got a young dude.
Well, that's it.
Boyfriend.
She's like, I've got a younger husband, and that helps.
Yes. That it certainly does. Well, good for her. Everybody's got to have a workout program that works for them. Heidi Klum.
Good for him.
Yeah. Good for him. I don't know what he does for a living, but she probably made
I don't know that it matters.
Yeah, she's made a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah, no, you talk about cougar hunting and, the gold mine there. I have no idea how old he is. She just said that he's younger.
Yes.
And that helps.
Well, it saves her money.
Yes.
She didn't have to have a trainer.
Sex with her younger husband is the secret to her insanely fit looks. And that is sex, her favorite exercise.
How about that? Well, good for her.
You're spending all that time in the gym. You're doing it wrong. You're spending too much time with Ray.
Well, the problem is, I actually, at the gym, I last a little longer.
Again, not something to brag about.
Well, I'm just saying, it is what it is. I'm an old dude.
Or Maggie.
I'm an old guy. I just tell the truth here on this show, the Blitz.
Mm-hmm. How about them Spurs?
How about them?
They didn't last long last night against the Rockets.
Sure didn't.
Let's talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's talk about Stevens Roofing first, though. I've been doing that for a long time now. Very proud to do so. Stevens Roofing is a family-owned local company. They're just great people over there. And your roof covers your home. It covers your family. You need a reliable roofer you can trust. That roofer is Stevens Roofing. Commercial project, they can handle that. Metal roof on your house, they can handle that as well. There's not much they can't handle. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. All you have to do is give them a call, 210-785-0994. And if you're like me and everybody else on the planet these days, you want to save some money, and you've been thinking about going solar, well, Stevens Roofing has you covered there as well. Solar panels are increasingly affordable. They can save you money on your monthly utility bills. They'll often increase the value of your home, and there are even options to keep the lights on when the grid goes down. That's important these days. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing or for solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered, so give them a call, 210-785-0994.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I have to ask the sun. At some point, is that ever going to be addressed?
Talking about it.
In the stadium, the 325 sundial effect, it just seems something that we can fix. Let's put some curtains up.
Okay, noted.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy two. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks. The unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe pork rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe pork rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Hope your Thursday's going well, everybody.
Let's make somebody's Thursday a little bit better.
Why not? That's what we do here.
You know, we were talking earlier in the show about those replica Texas Rangers World Series rings.
Yeah?
Collector's items at this point. Apparently we have 5 left. 5.
Yes, which is what Pledge and I said, by the way. Just saying.
I think you said. I don't know if Pledge said.
Pledge, he held up a 5.
Well, he thought there was 5.
He
and
said
again,
5.
thinking there's 5 and knowing there's 5. Making sure that none, I don't want to give away 5 and then realize there's 3. So we've got 5.
You're going to give away 5 of them?
No, we're going to give away 1 right now.
Okay.
We might give away 1 a little bit later on.
All right.
I might give away 2, depending on how nice people are.
Okay.
I don't know. We've got 5 to give away right now. So what we want you to do, if you want one of those rings, go to the San Antonio Sports Star Instagram page.
Very
Make sure
simple.
you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram.
Very simple.
And send a message. Ryan is the guy that gets all those. And say, I want one of those rings.
And he'll put you in a little machine, and we'll draw a winner.
Yeah, and we could do that, I don't know, 4 o'clock?
Yeah, let's before we take a break there at before 4 o'clock.
We'll tell that. I mean, Ryan has no idea I'm doing this. He'll figure it out.
He's listening intently.
I would hope so. It's his job. So, flood Ryan with Instagram, just a DM on Instagram. Make sure you're following on Instagram, because if you're not following, I don't know, he won't count you. So make sure you're following on Instagram, and just say, I want one of those rings, and everybody that can follow those simple instructions, he'll put your name in a little generator thing, and it will spin a wheel, and boom, he'll pick a winner. And we'll let you know before 4 o'clock who wins that ring.
Yeah, get that done. Get on it. Do it. Bronny James has just been sent to the G League.
What?
I know.
Breaking news.
Bronny has earned it.
I just want you to know that. Shams Charania is reporting the Lakers today have assigned Bronny James to their NBA G League affiliate, South Bay. He's expected to debut against Salt Lake City on Saturday.
Wow, the South Bay Lakers.
How about that?
Well, that was a good run.
How about that, Bronny?
Bronny has earned it.
I don't understand how they could afford to send such a highly coveted and talked about draft pick down to the G League this early in the season, knowing how much they're struggling. I mean,
they are struggling.
I'm trying to think how bad did they lose last night? I saw J.J. Redick, Mr. TV guy, got so pissed off during his press conference, he just walked away.
Well, apparently, the quote I saw, he was praising LeBron and criticizing everybody else. He knows where his bread is buttered.
Oh. So the guy that got him the job gets all the praise,
Of
and it's
course.
everybody else's fault.
Yes.
That they lost to Memphis 131-114. Although, in fairness, LeBron did have 39 points last night. And when you can shoot your age, that's a pretty good thing.
That's not bad.
I mean, especially at his age. It's like in golf. I mean, you know, you're almost getting old enough, Joe, to where you could shoot your age.
Getting close. I can't
I mean,
shoot my age.
if you shot your age right now, we would all hear about it forever.
Yeah, you would. Dude, are you kidding me?
10 years from now.
My goodness.
Well, all right.
Even 10 years
25 years from now.
Maybe we should go.
I will never shoot my age.
Yeah.
Well,
on the front nine, maybe.
I'd be happy to shoot a 51 on the front nine.
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty good front nine for me.
Not bad. Not bad.
I'm happy when I break 100. And I'm looking at the weather this weekend. It's going to be a great weekend to head out to the Golf Club of Texas.
How lucky are we? I mean, it is November, 7th?
Yeah.
And the weather is just outstanding.
I can tell you this, another reason why we live in Texas.
Absolutely.
I know, like I was at the beach last weekend, and some of my friends that live in other parts of the country sent me messages with things that I can't really say on the radio. They're all bundled up. My buddy in Kansas City at the Chiefs game on Monday night, miserable. My wife's family in Washington State, they're already miserable. And we're at the beach. It was 84 degrees. It was spectacular.
I know. Isn't that incredible?
You know, I've got my hunting trip coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'm, a little bit crisp, a little bit cool, but I like it when it's weather like this.
Now, what day is that?
The hunting trip?
Yeah.
It is,
I'm going to give you a weather forecast right now.
Look at that. Bill Taylor, ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen.
I got you covered.
The 23rd.
Well, I can't go that far ahead.
Of course
Sorry.
not.
This weekend, it's going to be nice. On Saturday, a high of 69, partly cloudy skies.
So it's going to be crisp at the Longhorn game.
And then Sunday, it will be another high of 69, partly cloudy skies.
Perfect day to go golf.
And then it gets a little cooler next week. By next Sunday, the high will be 59.
Nice.
So,
but again,
going to get a little crisp.
That's not bad
as we head towards Thanksgiving.
You're gonna go.
I'm okay with that.
You go sit in a blind. That's kind of what you want.
I'm okay with 59 as long as it didn't get much colder than that.
Yeah, 39. I want nothing to do with.
No, I don't want.
49. I want. It's stupid cold when it's below 50 in my world.
It is. But we live in San Antonio. Love this place.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Yes.
It is fantastic. Fantastic. What are you getting caught up in over there?
Oh, I'm just looking at our community here on our YouTube page.
Oh, good Lord.
Just some...
I'm afraid to go check.
Smart comments, as in smart...
Ass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All hung up. What's the temperature going to be again?
When? 69.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I love about our YouTube community. They've got an average age mentally of about 13.
Fits right in.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly right. 69? I love that. Sure.
What? I don't understand.
What? 69. I mean, let me tell a dad joke.
What's the temperature again?
You heard me, Pledge.
I just like the laugh that follows.
I'm with you. It's kind of like farts. They're always funny. It just is.
I've got a dumb. I've got a serious question, and I don't want to sound too dumb. Miguel says it's currently raining out here on 35 and the Fort Cavazos exit. Where is the Fort Cavazos exit?
I have no clue, seriously, where that is.
I have no idea where that is.
Well,
where
Miguel's
is...
a truck driver, so he may be somewhere else.
Now, all right. Now, if he's up near Fort Hood, which is now called Fort Cavazos, and he's tuning in from Central Texas.
Is that off 35?
Well, yeah, you can. Off 35, you exit, you're near Belton.
Okay.
And then you cut through Nolanville and then Killeen, and you can get to, it will always be Fort Hood. That was home to me. But here I'm thinking somewhere in San Antonio going, where the hell is the Fort Cavazos exit?
I don't know.
No
Miguel,
idea.
you got to explain that.
So he's got to be up near my hometown of Copperas Cove.
Well, he is a truck driver, so I would assume he's somewhere like that.
There is a Fort Cavazos exit on 35.
Where, in San Antonio?
No, up by Killeen.
There you go.
Well, yeah. So he's, if he's coming from San Antonio, he's gone through Austin and all that stuff. He's near Salado or Salado, depending on how you want to call it. And you take that left. You got to slow down during that speed trap in Nolanville. You're by Stillhouse Lake, and off you go into Killeen.
Awesome.
Then go over to Copper's Cove.
Never been to the community of Copper's Cove.
You haven't missed much.
No, it's not on my bucket list. I've been to Killeen, though, so I've been close.
What the hell did you go to Killeen for?
I'm sure it was a high school game or something. I don't know.
I mean, well, sure. I mean, maybe if you're covering a high school game, although it was, Copper's Cove that lost to Alamo Heights in that state championship game years ago, although the game was played in the Alamo Dome. RG3, quarterback of that team.
Yeah. I might have been there.
At the state title game?
Could have been.
In the Dome?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Visa was the quarterback. Don Bird, the coach at Alamo Heights.
Don Bird, good dude.
Very good dude.
Most of the coaches here in this area are good dudes.
They are.
They are.
Most being the key word. Boy, I tell you what, final week of the high school regular season.
That's crazy.
Speaking of teams that could go play for a state championship.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Our high school game of the week tomorrow night's going to be a fun one. The Frontier Bowl, Harlandale against McCollum, Cowboys against the Indians. It's going to be a lot of fun. Our game of the week energized by Hill Electric, Frost Bank, and NCE General Contractors. But then you look at probably first-round playoff matchup, and it's going to be a good one, Brennan and Reagan. Brennan's got a chance to go play for state this year. They're that good.
They're always good.
But they're that good this year. Then I look at Johnson. They lost their quarterback at the beginning of the year, and Ty Hawkins to the IMG Academy. They're going to be the top seed out of that district. And then I look at Alamo Heights. They could go win state.
Yeah.
That Piper team is going to make a long run. Smithson Valley this year they played for state last year. They might be better this year. This is going to be a fun year for the playoffs with a handful of teams that have a legit shot. Don't forget the Steel Knights.
You can't.
Although their bracket is brutal. But when you look at everything going on, it's amazing that next week is playoff time in high school football.
I hate it because the high school football season always flies by.
It does.
It does.
Unless, of course, you're doing a game every Friday night, and you haven't had a Friday off in 12 weeks.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Let's get out that little violin.
Ain't nobody getting that little violin.
Just the little one.
That is the world's smallest violin.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff. You know who won't be a playoff team this year? The Dallas Cowboys. But you're saying there's a chance. Mike McCarthy gets into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you are looking for a place to go watch the Spurs tonight and watch Thursday night football, no better place than the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road with those three massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. No better place to go watch any big game. Saturday for the Longhorn game, Roo Pub opens at 11, kickoff at 11, Florida, Texas, and then you just hang out all day and watch football. Sunday, same thing. And when you get into the Roo Pub, go hungry because the food is fantastic. All made from scratch, about 15 different burgers on the menu. I love their fried shrimp there. They've got the biggest and best wings in town. Great appetizers. The salads are great, I'm told, from Pledge. And that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you want a late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night. The best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Roo Pub. 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's a Friday on the Morning Huddle. We'll have head coach Mike McCarthy in at 6:45.
And did Wemby and the boys turn it around against Portland? We'll talk about it. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
GiveMeTheVin.com salutes the Grand Old Party. On this day in 1874, Harper's Weekly featured a political cartoon about President Ulysses S. Grant, with the Republican Party represented by an elephant. It would eventually become the party's official mascot. Hey, when you're ready to elect someone to buy your car, sell it to the party that gives you more and makes the process easy. GiveMeTheVin.com. We are America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
PSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at tsaog.com.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know, our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Guys, Underdog is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while you're watching sports. They've got all your favorite leagues, teams, and stars to choose from. You think Dak is going to have higher or lower yards than his stat coming up in this game? You can make money off that opinion at Underdog. Create entries with football, basketball, mix and match. You can do it all. They've even got college sports as well. I've been playing a lot of those college props. I think there is some money to be made in those deals. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at the Spurs. I'm going Wemby to go over on his rebounds. And guys, again, every sport is available on here. It's a blast, and it just makes the games more interesting. This season, they're running a special promo or bonus almost every single day. Profit boost, discounts, free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player has to get higher than a half a point to get the win. All new users get a free pick. Download the app, sign up with the promo code Alamo, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash immediately. That's promo code Alamo. Must be 18 or older. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On this Thursday afternoon, going to deviate for just a second on what we would normally do here because this is a news story that is, I mean, everybody's talking about it. KSAT is reporting that Brad Simpson guy has now been charged with the murder of his wife, Suzanne Clark Simpson. He has been charged with the murder, although still no body has been found. According to KSAT, they questioned him again today. They had the warrant ready to go, and while her remains haven't been found, according to KSAT sources, they believe they do have enough evidence to charge Brad Smith with her death, and they've certainly done that.
Wow. It's a sad story all the way around. But, I mean, I think he was the number one suspect all along, wasn't he? I mean, with the argument that they had apparently that one Sunday night. So just a sad story all the way around.
Yesterday, their daughter posted on social media that my dad killed my mom and went into all kinds of other details about abuse and stuff. So it's just it's one of those stories that, there's going to be Dateline type features on it. And I hope they find her remains at some point and there's that closure. But, this is that next step that I think we've all kind of been waiting for. You knew this was going to happen at some point.
Well, I hope that this guy at least has, if he did this, and he's been
innocent
arrested
until proven guilty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if he did, I mean, at least step up and admit it and let everybody know where the heck she is, because I mean, that for the kids, for goodness sake.
Yes.
I mean, if nothing else, goodness.
Yep.
I feel bad for them, obviously.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those bizarre stories that always seem to happen somewhere else, not here.
Yeah.
If you're trying to win one of those World Series rings, the replica Texas Rangers World Series rings, you got 5-8 minutes to make sure you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram, and then send a direct message to Ryan, who is the one that gets all those messages. Just simply put in that message, I want one of those rings. And Ryan's going to pick a winner here by 3:55 is what we said.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He'll pick a winner. He'll take everybody that sends a message. And from what I understand, there's about 58 of those right now. He's going to pick a winner. Just there's two rules. One, send the direct message that says, I want one of those rings, and make sure you're following the San Antonio Sports Star Instagram page at SA Sports Star.
Yeah, do that. And these rings are really nice if you've forgotten.
Yeah.
They're really cool. So it'd be nice to add to your collection, everybody.
Absolutely.
We don't have one up there, do we? Thought we did, but no.
We have a trophy. A replica World Series trophy.
We do. We even have a bobblehead.
Wasn't there a ring up there at one point?
I thought there was. That's why I looked back there.
Who took it?
Uh-huh. I blame AJ.
I was going to say Rob.
I think it's AJ.
Rob would have taken it, but then he'd have left it over there on the counter.
Exactly. AJ's, he's one of those suspicious-looking dudes.
Suspicious-looking dude.
Yes, he is.
Well, I figure his kids are Ranger fans.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
See that?
That's a really nice Christmas gift. That's a stocking stuffer for that Hoffman kid.
Uh-huh.
Is that what we're saying?
I'm just saying.
So Ryan Eagle's blaming Hoffman.
Suspicious-looking dude, A.J. Hoffman.
I think you're right on. If it was Rob, it would have just looked like somebody moved it.
Exactly. They moved it over here by the A&M helmet.
I got to say, though, I mean, as much crap as we give Rob Thompson, and Rob and I have worked together for a long time, I'm very comfortable in saying this. I'm impressed that we've moved into the new studio, and everything's where it's supposed to be. He hasn't broken anything. He hasn't moved anything. He hasn't left his readers here. In the old studio, there are like 8 different pairs of readers.
Well, fortunately for us, Rob's not allowed to eat in here. So that's a good thing.
Well, that's for you. You guys share a seat.
Exactly.
Oh, do you really think? I mean, who's here at 6 o'clock in the morning to make sure he's not eating in the studio?
Rob's a rule follower.
On some rules.
Uh-huh.
On some rules.
I think Pledge cleans up for him before we get here.
Do you think it's Pledge or do you think it's Vic?
Well, maybe Vic.
Vic's the kind of guy that would have his back. Edwin, I don't know. I don't know if Edwin would be aware that he needed to go clean up something.
Vic's the first one out the door.
Vic, there's no way that Vic gets out of here before Rob does or AJ. I mean, there's times Rob will call me on the way home. It's 9:57. Like, dude, how are you even out of the studio yet?
I don't blame him. Dude, we're out of here before 6.
Well, my goal every day is to be on Eisenhower before Pledge is doing Sports Center.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. By the way, they need to put a light coming out of our entrance to the radio station here. That traffic's gotten steadily worse.
Well, why do you need a light? Here. You've got lights on your car.
I'm talking about a traffic light, Minix.
Oh, don't do that.
That would be awful.
I think it would be great. I got to sit out there and wait 5 minutes before I can go with traffic coming both ways. Who do we petition for that?
Nobody.
You know what's going to happen? You'll get the light, and then you'll be ready to leave. It's going to be red. Nobody's coming, and you're going to get mad that there's a light there.
See, here's what we need. A stop sign. Right by the thing.
A 4-way stop?
Yeah, well, it would be a 3-way since you don't need a 4-way in front of our building.
Same thing.
There's nothing across the street.
I got you. There may be one day. We're planning in advance.
No, man. Yeah, I want to say, and I could be speaking way out of turn. When I first came to work here in 2008, I was hired at the end of 07, but the start date wasn't until the 1st of January of 08. Half of the stations were officing out of I-10 because they were going to sell this building and the land. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I remember hearing they couldn't sell it because the land, all the radio towers, they weren't going to move, and you can't dig around here because all the wires and stuff that's underground. So they couldn't sell the building, and so instead of moving, they remodeled it. And
they did? It looks the same as when I was here in 94.
It does not.
It does.
It does not.
There's just more radio stations.
Well, there's more because all those. Remember how big those studios were back in the day when KTFM was on 102.7 and it was over there, and KTSA was across the hall. And how there's like three studios in the size of those old studios.
I made that trek every morning. Back and forth.
Across the hall.
That's it.
Yeah. They changed the card. But when I worked here in 2008.
Back in my day.
In the producer's room, there was still a chair that in Sharpie said Minix on it that I'd written when I worked here in 1993. It was still there.
Well, apparently,
and I got to put that in the dumpster.
Were you supposed to do that? Write your name on a chair?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You think they'd go for that now?
No. But I don't think anybody cares now. I've got my chair. You've got your chair. Your chair is different. You'll switch it out every day. You're not worried about, there's enough chairs in the building to where you don't worry about, like, who came into this studio and stole all the chairs, and then you go into another studio and you find out all those guys at Norteño, they had a band in and needed 9 chairs in the studio. we don't have that now. Every studio has enough chairs, I think.
I think so. We've got a couple extra over there.
Oh, they're not extra. Those are guest chairs.
Well, for all our guests.
Had one yesterday morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you know what was interesting today? I wore my Kingdom Collapse T-shirt to the gym.
Yeah.
Everybody's, who's that? What's that? So I just want those guys to know. I don't know if they're in town or they're out touring, but I was advertising for the band this morning. Everybody was curious.
Good.
Yeah.
They'll be in studio here. They've got a show December 7th.
Uh-huh.
So either they're coming in or John Moyer from Disturbed is going to come in studio because he's actually going to be hosting and playing at that show at Sam's Burger Joint in December.
Awesome.
Yes.
Be good to see those guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Those guys. Do you know John Moyer? Well, let me ask you this. Do you know Disturbed?
I've heard of them just because you've mentioned it. Should I listen up and study up?
You would, I mean, you know the song "Down with the Sickness"?
I do.
Yes, that's
that's the zombie song.
Yes.
It's the zombie song. It's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
They had to have made some money off of that.
I think they've made a lot of money.
Well, I'm just saying because of that. I don't know which one that was.
Yeah,
the one where they're stuck in a mall. I can't remember the name of it.
I don't know,
but it was good.
But we'll work with. I know Moyer's going to come in studio and the boys from Kingdom Collapse sometime as we promote that show coming up.
See, that's it.
Yeah.
Down with the Sickness.
Yes.
It's a zombie movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Dawn of the Dead. That's something like that. I like zombie movies.
Do you now?
Yeah, and these poor people get stuck in a mall. But, I mean, pretty good place to be stuck. You got food, you got clothes, you got stuff.
Mm-hmm. Stuff.
Yeah. Dawn of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was the remake of it, not the old one, the remake, because Ving Rhames was in it. How do you say his last name?
Ving Rhames.
Yeah, him. He was in it.
Uh-huh.
It's a good movie.
Good Lord.
Uh-huh.
All right. You done?
Yes.
All right.
We're going to pick a winner?
We are going to pick a winner. In fact, it just got sent to me. Want to congratulate Victor Martinez. You have won yourself a Texas Rangers replica World Series ring. So we'll give more away. Make sure you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram. We do have Thursday night football tonight, a good game. Make sure you get your picks in for the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge at sasportstar.com. Again, weekly winners get that gift card over to the Mellow Mushroom, which, man, one of those pizzas sound great right now, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
The Mighty Meter. That's my favorite over there. So even if you haven't played all year, you can get registered. And if you win the week, you get the gift card to the Mellow Mushroom. At the end of the year, the local grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets.
Riding 281 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, Sunday afternoon at 3:25. Settling in after 2 on the road, the Cowboys take on the Philadelphia Eagles at home.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 2:30, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is home cooking! How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Shop Dell Technologies' early holiday savings event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Early holiday savings is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Happy holidays. Welcome to Total Wireless. How can I help you?
Oh, my phone is panicking. It thinks I'm trading it in.
No worries. At Total Wireless, you get 50% off the Total 5G Unlimited plan when you keep your phone.
Really? 50% off and I get to keep my phone? Wow.
Yep, that's as low as $25 per month for one line when you sign up for AutoPay.
Visit your Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online and in Total Wireless retail stores.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot, so let's get to decorating. Find your perfect tree in our huge assortment of shapes, sizes, and styles. Like the easy-to-assemble Jackson Noble Fir, with pre-lit branches perfect for styling with all your favorite ornaments. Or the Flock Starry Light Fraser Fir, with over 1,900 pre-lit memory wire branches that keep their shape so it's ready right out of the box. Ooh. Find the perfect tree now at the Home Depot.
It's Manny Jr. with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we are celebrating 10 years of business in San Antonio. Join us this Saturday for a family fun event with Redcon One and the first ever Miss Olympia, Dana Lynn Bailey. One day, 2 locations. This Saturday from 11 to 2 at Rock's Pat Booker location, and then from 3 to 6 p.m. at our Blanco Road location. The first 50 customers receive a Rock's drawstring bag filled with goodies, live DJ, free prizes, store-wide discounts so good you gotta be there. Visit Rock's Discount on IG for more event details.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of '98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 in Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your bar, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy said today that wide receiver CeeDee Lamb is trending in the right direction to be ready to play this week. Lamb suffered a sprained AC joint in his shoulder last week. Micah Parsons, same thing. He practiced today. He is also trending in the right direction. Texas defensive end Will Anderson Jr. left last Thursday's loss to the Jets with an ankle injury. He is not looking good for the Detroit game this Sunday.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
Wonder how happy Stephen Jones is. We'll find out in about 30 minutes when Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys join us. Yes, we'll ask him about Trey Lance. Yes, we'll ask him about that Mingo trade on Tuesday.
And then Jane Slater just tweeted out something here that I saw that they're unsure about placing Dak Prescott on injured reserve. So I'd like to find out what he's got to say about that.
Well, the idea, I think it's because Dak doesn't want to give up on the season. He doesn't want to give up on the season, and that's what Mike McCarthy said this morning.
Yeah, definitely. I think that would be the goal. I know he wants to keep playing, but. I think it's important to go through the process of gathering all the information. It's obviously a serious injury.
No doubt it's a serious injury, especially if what Jane reported yesterday is true. It's partially off the bone. Do you need surgery for that? Is that a quicker heal? Is it not? So we'll ask Steven about that and whether Dak has an opportunity to come back this year.
You almost wonder about the why. And I can sit here as a frustrated Dallas Cowboy fan saying why. This season's over. You're not going to go win the Super Bowl. You weren't going to win the Super Bowl this year anyway. I go back to just being realistic this year, which I've tried to do. I've said at the beginning of the year, the Cowboys aren't going to ruin my Sundays this year. I'm just not going to let that happen. I thought they were a better team than they've turned out to be. Thought they'd be good, maybe a playoff team. You look at it, what'd we say? I don't think we'd be surprised if they were an 8-win team or a 10-11 win team. 12 wins probably out of the realm at the beginning of the year. Now I don't even know if they can get to 8 wins without Dak Prescott. But if you're in that room, you feel like you've got to be able to fight until you're mathematically eliminated. So if you're Dak Prescott, knowing that he is a competitor, and I know you had the one dude on FS1 saying that he quit on his team, and he's backpedaled on that big time, which, again, dumb comment to begin with. I'm glad that he's owned it and said, yeah, that I was way out of line on that. But the reality is we know Dak is a competitor. He wants to get back. Every athlete does. But at what point do you say, is it worth it this year? And if you're the Cowboys right now, you feel like you still have a chance if you can get on a run.
Well, he's not going to play this week. And with that injury, you got to figure it's at least 3 or 4 weeks regardless. And so I think you see what progresses over the next 3 or 4 weeks. If the Cowboys lose every game that they've got coming up over the next 3 weeks, then, yeah, you're probably saying, why bring him back? But if they show some life and after they beat Philadelphia this week and they get on a roll, then, you may think about bringing Dak back.
Well, and that's one of the hesitations of putting him on IR. If you put him on IR, he has to miss 4 games. So if he's ready to go in 3, you still have to wait. That's one of the, things you have to balance and weigh when you're making that decision-making, going through that decision-making process on, do we put him on IR? If there is a chance he could be back in 3. I mean, there's a reason they didn't put Micah on IR and a reason they put DeMarcus Lawrence on IR. You knew that DeMarcus was not going to be back in 4 weeks. Micah, there's a chance. So, but you don't want to make sure, if you put him on IR, he's definitely gone for 4.
And he's missed 4 weeks, so you could have done that.
You could have. And hindsight being 2020.
Absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see what Steven says about that and if he'll give us some kind of an update on what they plan to do with Dak Prescott, because the story was he was going to get second opinions. Yep. Well, I'm sure that's happened. I wouldn't imagine that they want to do that sooner rather than later to figure out what they're going to do. So maybe they got some good news from somebody else, and we'll see. So certainly a question for Stephen Jones.
I always like finding the doctor that tells you what you want to hear.
Well, of course. But that's not always the way it is.
No, and again, surgery, not surgery. I don't know the answer to this question. If he doesn't go on IR until next week, can they retro it? I don't think they can.
You can.
Or can't. Pledge is saying
if
no.
You're in IR? Yes, you can. Yes, sir. You can do it because he's going to miss this game, yes. And if they put him on IR, they'll do it before this game. And you got 4 weeks.
But like next Tuesday, if they decide, okay, he goes on IR, does missing this game count as the 4, or is it from the day he goes on? I thought they changed the rule at one point when they did something. So I wonder if...
Well, that's why they're not going to wait till next Tuesday. Yeah. If they're going to put him on IR, they're going to do it before Sunday's game.
Yeah.
They're going to have to.
Because then he'd miss at least 5.
Right.
So that's why they've got to make a decision pretty quick.
Yeah, Major League Baseball has the retroactive rule, not NFL.
Glad you clarified that after you told me wrong to begin with.
I'm not sure that he did, but in your scenario that you mentioned, but that's why the Cowboys aren't stupid. If he's going to go on IR, he's going to go before Sunday's game, so it does count Sunday's game, and he's not going to play Sunday anyway.
So you might as well.
If you're going to do it, do it. But if you think he can be back in 3 weeks, then you don't do it and you just let him hang.
But let's be honest. If a hamstring to begin with is a couple, 3-4 weeks.
Absolutely.
And if it's severe and coming off the bone. Now, like when Tyron Smith, it completely came off the bone. And so, yeah, that's different. This is just partially off the bone. I just don't see how you're back in 3 weeks or 2 weeks anyway.
I don't either.
So why debate IR? Just put them on there and let's go.
I'm shocked that they haven't done it yet, but they must have heard something from somebody that says, hey, there's a chance with this and that he could be back in 3 weeks. So great question for Stephen Jones, and we'll see what kind of answer we get out of Stephen.
Again, Stephen Jones coming up at 4:35 here on the Blitz. And again, the other thing, Stephen, why don't we just play Trey Lance? See what you have. And again, what I, in all seriousness, is he a legitimate potential guy to be quarterback 2 for years to come? Could he be the backup quarterback next year, the following year? I mean, everybody that says, well, why would the Cowboys give him an opportunity to get tape out there to go be a starter anywhere? He's not going to be a starter anywhere. But could he be your backup since you invested a 4th-round pick?
Well, then you'd have to sign him to a contract. Because his contract's up this year.
Sure, but he would find to a lesser deal because he'd be the backup quarterback.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, but they're not going to play Trey Lance until they figure they're out of it. And right now they don't feel like Trey Lance is a backup quarterback because they've got Cooper Rush there. And who's to say they won't re-sign Cooper Rush for another year or two after this season? So a lot of things, but I don't see Trey Lance playing quarterback until the Cowboys lose 2 or 3 more games. And the season then is officially over. But right now, they still think they have a chance because they've got some division games coming up that would make things all better.
Starting this weekend against Philadelphia.
Yes.
And I don't know if it matters who's playing quarterback for the Cowboys. How the hell are they going to stop Saquon Barkley? When you think about the running backs this year that have run through that Cowboys defense, what is Saquon going to do on Sunday at Jerry World?
Wow. Yeah, he's got the potential to rack up a bunch. Micah Parsons back. I'm not sure that makes a big difference.
In run defense?
When you're talking about Saquon Barkley. But the Cowboys have to do it this way. You just have to. You don't want to tell that locker room, we're done, boys. We got no chance. So we're going to trot Trey Lance out there. You just can't do that at this point in time. Let's go 3-4 weeks down the road, and then we may have another story to tell.
You know, and the idea that the players know if Trey Lance was practicing better than, say, Cooper, you would hear things like that. And we're just not. We're just not hearing that.
Well, and Cooper's got a resume.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time Dak was hurt, Cooper came in and played very well, and they were 4-1 in that time. The team was better overall at that time, but, you know, he's got a resume. So I think the players trust him to come in and fill that gap.
You know, some things are just not coincidence, are they? Pledge is telling me that Saquon got drug tested after the backwards hurdle the other day.
Well, that wasn't the first time he's done that.
Backwards?
Yeah, he's done that before. The guy's very talented.
And he gets a cup. You did what? Pee in a cup.
Yeah.
Operation Golden Flow, man. That ain't normal.
That was scheduled. He was scheduled to do that.
It was random.
No, it wasn't.
Very random.
Yes,
the random drug test always comes after you do something you've never seen anybody do before.
Except for Saquon.
One of the things that I love is the sideline reaction of all the Eagle players, his teammates, after he did that, because that was just stupid.
It was pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Spurs and Trailblazers tonight, plus you have Thursday night football tonight. All going to be watching a lot of games. You want to make some money while you're watching those games, go download the Underdog Fantasy app, sign up with my promo code STAR, and be like me and over 5 million other happy players that are trying to win money playing games. And, you know, of those 5 million, over $2 billion has been won. You're missing out if you're not playing. And I love playing the Pick'em game. And I was looking at tonight's Spurs for my pick'em entry. Wemby, higher or lower than 23.5 points. Chris Paul, higher than 2.5 first quarter points. I'm liking that one. Keldon Johnson at 21.5. I'm thinking lower because, well, it's Keldon. Why not? I'll look at the numbers for football players a little bit later in this season on Underdog. They're running specials, promos, bonuses almost every single day, like Profit Boost, where you can pump up your winnings with just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better chance at the win. Free picks, basically a sure thing. Player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So go download the app now and get signed up. Use my promo code STAR, make your deposit, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, Underdog Fantasy. Sign up using my promo code STAR.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Hey guys, it's AJ. I'm here to tell you about SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house. They're now accepting new memberships. They're open 7 days a week. Great atmosphere, great vibe, great food, great service. All skill levels welcome. Stop by. Check them out online, sacardhouse.com.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great-tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
Having trouble finding that luxury timepiece you've been dreaming about? You might be surprised to find it at Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct now invites you to our exclusive luxury watch collection, now stocked with some hard-to-find brand new and certified pre-owned Swiss timepieces. At Diamonds Direct, our buyers have been scouring the country finding the watches you can't get anywhere else, including a fabulous collection of new and pre-owned models in immaculate condition from Rolex, Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe, Richard Mille, and more. We've got Rolex Submariners, Datejust, Pepsis, Batmans, and other hard sought-after models. So if you're tired of waiting for years to get that luxury watch you've been wanting, stop waiting. Walk out with it today at Diamonds Direct. And if you have a fine Swiss watch you want to sell, our buyers are always willing to pay top dollar. Maybe it's time for a trade-in or trade-up. Come and see the all-new luxury watch collection at Diamonds Direct. Get showroom directions, hours, and learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Proud to call Alamo City home. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Thursday night football tonight, right here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling.
Who do you like?
Baltimore.
Of course you do, which is why I like Cincinnati.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
You like Cincinnati with the points. Do you think Cincinnati's going to outright win?
Yeah, I think they have a good chance of doing that. Lamar Jackson's a little bit banged up, and both defenses suck. I think it's going to be a shootout, and I think it could be whoever has the ball last wins this game.
T. Higgins, who by all accounts isn't playing tonight, and my fantasy team misses T. Higgins.
Yeah, we haven't played for a while.
I've been paying attention and waiting to see was he going to play tonight, and that would certainly help out the Bengals offense. I mean, you look at Cincinnati. They scored 41 last week, but that was against the Raiders. They just haven't been scoring a lot of points. They beat the Giants 17-7. They beat the Browns 21-14. And I think about Baltimore, and you could say, their defense sucks. I mean, all right, so last week they had Denver. It was 41-10. Somehow they lost to Jameis Winston and the Browns, but you think about that Buccaneers game or their win over Washington. Hell, they beat Cincinnati 41-38 earlier this year, and I could see another game that's kind of like that.
That's what I'm saying.
41-38.
Joey Burrow threw for 5 touchdowns in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's going to be a good game. I really do. It certainly could go either way, but I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be very entertaining tonight.
This game is in Baltimore.
It is.
And I tend to like the home team on the short week.
All right.
Little bit more rest. They didn't have to travel yesterday, even though it's not a far trip. It's still you're traveling. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati wins because I've been waiting for them to remember who they are and get on that run. Like nobody's worried. They're struggling in September. That's all right. They're going to be fine. They'll turn it on and they're going to be that playoff team. But I don't know this year. There's just something different about the way they look.
Well, they're 4-5, so a win tonight would get them back to 500 and put them right there. In the division lead because what is Baltimore 6-4?
6-3. They would be 6-4 if they lost. Yeah.
So Cincinnati then would just be a game behind. Certainly a big game for the Cincinnati Bengals if they have any playoff aspirations. They need to get a win tonight.
And quite honestly, I mean, if you're Baltimore, you got to get this because it's a big division game. But everybody's chasing of all teams the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, that too.
They'll
lose this week though.
The Steelers?
I think so.
Well, they got Washington.
Yep. Washington's good, man. And now they got themselves a new cornerback.
They do.
That's a guy. I know you hate that, but it looks like the Washington Commanders could very well walk away with the NFC East this year.
They could. I mean, and I hate the Redskins or Washington. I just. But give them credit. And the new ownership group, Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury. I loved Jaden Daniels when he was at Arizona State. He's just such a good kid, and the success that he is having is just been incredible. I hate that it's Washington, but you call it how you see it. You got to give them credit for what they are doing.
Absolutely. And look, I mean, it takes a little luck too. Jaden Daniels has come in and he's played well. He's the C.J. Stroud of this year.
Yep.
He's come in and he's played well, and he's getting it done there in Washington. They've got some receivers. They've got their run game has been good. So their defense suspect in that secondary, and that's why they went out and got a Lattimore this week before the trade deadline. So. They're all in. That's the definition of all in.
They are definitely all in by definition. Just got a note. Stephen Jones wants to go at 4:45.
Okay,
so
we'll go at 4:45.
Exactly. I don't know what meeting he's in, but when he, says, "Hey, can we push it 15 minutes?" You go, "Okay, 4:45."
They're examining Dak.
Hopefully that's done.
Well, they're examining Dak.
You think that's what they're doing?
I have no idea what they're doing. Who knows? Maybe Stevens.
You have no idea.
I have
no idea.
I don't know what the guy does. 4:45's fine, though.
4:45, that works.
Absolutely,
Sure.
No problem.
Absolutely.
All right.
Better than a text that says, "Hey, I'm going to punt this week."
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
yeah.
Meeting's running long. Can we push it 15 minutes? Sure.
But I will give the Cowboys a lot of credit. And whether you like them or not, if you like the Jones family or not, Jerry, regardless of the outcome on Sunday, has got his radio interviews. Steven, regardless of the outcome, does his radio interviews. So, they face the media, win, lose, or draw.
Well, and even Steven last week when he was talking about Halloween.
Yeah.
He understands what's going on. He knows that everybody's pissed and they're frustrated. And knowing those guys, when they say nobody's more disappointed than us, it's true.
Sure.
I mean, you and I have had drinks with both Steven and Jerry on the beautiful patio at Nobu in Malibu.
Yes.
And you really understand how passionate those boys take this stuff.
There's no doubt. They want to win. They don't like what's going on because they hear it. I mean, when you're talking about the Cowboys, and we can talk about Cincinnati and the disappointment, I'm sure in the state of Ohio, they're getting whatever they're getting. When it's the Dallas Cowboys, it's every state in the country is talking about the Dallas Cowboys and criticizing their moves and their non-moves and everything. So it's really different depending on where you're at.
Well, and again, in every country too. So we'll see. Because I mean, when you look at it, I mean, just hearing a little bit more, because I don't think Jerry has talked since they made the trade for Jonathan Mingo, the thought process that went into that, why now, and how does that really help this year? Although I don't care what he says, to me, that was a move for next year and the year after because you used a 4th-round pick on a wide receiver that you liked, but you're going to have cheap talent at the wide receiver position next year. And
I think for 2 more years, actually.
Well, for
Mingo,
2 more years on his rookie deal. I'm just looking at next year because you're already paying Dak, and you're going to pay Micah. CD's getting paid. So with those 3 guys, you're going to have a lot of inexpensive talent around you. I don't want to say cheap talent, but they got to have a lot of guys that are on rookie deals. And by getting him in now, at least he's understanding the system. Of course, I expect that system to change this year or next year after Mike McCarthy gets fired.
Exactly right. And I wonder if the new coach likes Jonathan Mingo. I guess it doesn't make any difference whether he does or not.
Well, see, Jerry wanted him now, so nobody's the next coach can't say why is he here. 210-656-ESPN 656-3776. Logan, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey guys, how y'all doing? Basically, I'm just calling and getting you guys' opinion on something that I was thinking of. If McCarthy when and if he gets canned, the next head coach, I know we've heard a lot of what's his name, the hoodie, but what about the OC for the from the Detroit Lions? What do you guys think about that? I'll hang up and listen, man.
Appreciate you. A couple of quick thoughts, Logan. Ben Johnson is going to be a head coach in the NFL. And I'd like to say the Cowboys would be interested, although Jerry's MO historically has always been to go with a head coach that has experience. The one that he went without was Jason Garrett, but he knew Jason Garrett extremely well. Outside of that, he tends to like coaches that have a lot of skins on the wall. So he likes the retread types.
We'll get Doug Peterson.
Again,
I'm telling you, that's a Jerry hire right there.
Maybe, but I would think of Vrabel, Ron Rivera. might be more likely. I know it, but that's what Jerry tends to do. I don't know that he would truly go with the hoodie, partly because that's just such short term. And look at the hoodie's life on social media right now. Why the hell does he really want a coaching job? But as much as we might say we want a Ben Johnson, I think Ben Johnson is going to have so many opportunities that he is going to look more at who is the quarterback of that team that he takes a job with and what he thinks he can do with that quarterback. And I'll go back. I think Cliff Kingsbury is a prime example, although he's an offensive coordinator. You go back to this last offseason, Cliff Kingsbury originally was going to go be the OC with the Raiders. And that was all but done. And then all of a sudden, nope, he's going to Washington. Why did he go to Washington? Because he got to work with Jaden Daniels, and the quarterback situation with the Raiders sucked. And he had the option. And he went with a quarterback that he thought he could win. Very similar to the guy that's working in Arizona now. You know, Cliff got a job in the NFL because they thought he could do wonders with Kyler. And again, they hired a coach that could work with their quarterback. And I think Ben Johnson is going to take a job where he thinks he's got a quarterback that he can do some positive things with.
So not Dak Prescott is what you're saying.
Well, I'm saying who knows? I mean, if he looks at Dak, I look at Jared Goff, and you look at Dak, you know, the efficiency that Goff is playing in, he's not overly mobile, but he's got a solid running game. I think Ben Johnson could do a lot of things with Dak Prescott, but he's going to look around like other jobs that are going to come open. Would he want the Jacksonville job with Trevor Lawrence, with what you've seen out of Trevor Lawrence?
Well, now I read this, and I don't know if it's true. We'd have to ask Ben Johnson. But the story that I read just this morning, in fact, is that Ben Johnson didn't want to leave Detroit, and maybe this is why he said that. He wanted $15 million a year.
Well, there's that.
To go be a head coach somewhere. So I don't think Jerry's going to pay Ben Johnson or anybody else $15 million a year to coach the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, your boy Sean Payton kind of changed the market at 20.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think of Ben Johnson. Now, somebody may pay him.
No.
But I don't think Jerry will do that. If that story is true.
Now, if I remember correctly, and I didn't read that this morning, but I do remember hearing they wanted $15 million. Wasn't that from Carolina? And
I don't think I'd go to Carolina for $15 million.
Well, but I think what he was saying is like, look, you got a crap owner and a crap quarterback, so you want me to go, it's going to cost you $15 million.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I've got a good situation in Detroit, because I think that was the Carolina offer, was it not?
Well, that's what Johnson wanted. I don't know if he was ever offered anything, but the story was that that's what Ben Johnson said. That's what he had to have to move anywhere. So, I don't know. But, I mean, and again, I don't really think he wanted to leave Detroit, and maybe that's why he put that price out there.
Sure.
Because, I mean, obviously, look at
Carolina.
Look at what Detroit is doing. They've got a real opportunity to play in a Super Bowl this year. I mean, I can't imagine anybody better than them right now in the NFC. So, they've got an opportunity to win a Super Bowl, and if you're a Ben Johnson, maybe you don't want to be a head coach. I mean, think about that. I don't think if Cliff Kingsbury got another offer to be a head coach, would he take it?
Yes.
I don't know if he would. I don't see that, because I don't see Cliff Kingsbury as a guy that wants to be a head coach. He's perfectly happy being an offensive coordinator. He's making a hell of a living. He's getting paid from Arizona as well. I'm not sure that he would.
I think Cliff would. And those that have been head coaches tend to want to be head coaches again. You know, it's the little perks in life. You know, as the OC, he gets 2 tickets for a game. Was the head coach, he had a suite. And knowing some people that know him really well, you know, they're not going to as many games because they don't want to sit outside without a bar nearby or a bathroom. So, but I do look at the idea of Ben Johnson throwing that number out last year, because I remember that story, but I want to say it was Carolina. Bad quarterback, bad owner. You got to pay me a whole lot of money because I know I'm going to get fired relatively quick in those situations. And the idea that you're right, he's with a team and a group, mainly all under contract, maybe back this year. Are we going to be better this year than last? And Detroit is proving to be that. In a lot of ways, go back a couple of years ago when Dan Quinn was coaching what could have been an historically great defense, but he wanted to come back. Remember, he had head coaching offers, but he wanted to come back and finish the job with the Dallas Cowboys. And then, of course, everything went south. And here's a guy, we kind of said the same thing. He had been a head coach. Was he just as happy being a defensive coordinator after being a head coach in Atlanta? And then he's interviewing for head coaching jobs and then takes the one in Washington.
And has done a hell of a job. But he did a hell of a job with Atlanta, too. I mean, let's face it. He did. Took them to a Super Bowl, and now he's got the Washington Commanders on the verge of being one of the best teams in the NFC. So very interesting to see what will happen with a Ben Johnson, with a Bobby Slowick at the end of this year, because they're all going to be hot prospects. There's no question about it. And Cliff Kingsbury, at this point in time, may be a hot prospect as well. So time will tell.
Time will tell. And then you wonder how many of these college coaches that are tired of the rat race in the college game would want to get out of the college game and go to the NFL. I mean, you wonder.
I wouldn't blame them.
Although there hasn't always been the greatest success of guys that have made that jump, but hell, they're coaching pro football now with roster management and salaries and everything else. They can't stack 5 stars on the bench and make them wait their turn because of the portal.
Jerry tried that with Barry Switzer. It didn't work out too well.
He won a Super Bowl.
Well, he did with Jimmy's team. That wasn't Barry Switzer's doing, for goodness sake.
It wasn't, but he did win a Super Bowl.
He did. He's got that, but Barry Switzer.
I mean, Jimmy was a college coach before he got to the Cowboys.
And Jimmy was too, yeah. But he had some pro experience, didn't he? Or was Miami after Dallas?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that which Miami, the Dolphins or the Hurricanes?
Dolphins.
Because I think all those guys were getting paid, but no, not that we know that. I mean, it's like saying Larry Coker won with Jimmy's teams.
Yeah, well, that's true. Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer.
What a clown.
Wow.
Dude, he was a clown. Let's face it. Be real.
He's still alive.
Dun, 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 dun.
He's still alive.
Yes.
Stephen Jones will join us in about 10 minutes or so here on The Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If you're watching on YouTube, comments there, especially about the Cowboys coaching situation. Rather entertaining. Go read those comments there on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. In a little more than an hour from right now, we're going to give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. We call it Grilling with the Blitz, where we ask you every week to submit your grilling photos for your chance to win that gift card, because if you want the best for your grill, that great meal does start with great meat. No better place than Tri-County Meat Market. Locally owned, full service. They have everything you need to up your grilling game. The beef, the chicken, the pork, the fajitas, their poppers. I know I'm going to do some ribs this weekend. At least that's the plan. And speaking of plans, you need to start planning for your Thanksgiving dinner. And the turkey. Tri-County Meat Market gets their turkeys from Barber Farms in Colorado. Fresh, all-natural turkeys, never frozen. They come between 8 and 24 pounds. Those turkeys living a great life on that farm right now in Colorado, just waiting to be your Thanksgiving dinner. But Tri-County only gets a limited number, so reserve your bird before they sell out, and they always sell out. So pre-order your turkeys and your pies from the Ultimate Cheesecake Bakery now at either Tri-County Meat Market location, over on Ralph Fair Road or on Huebner, online at TriCountyMeat.com.
The Morning Huddle.
I'm not going to elevate Tombstone any higher than it needs to be elevated. And if we're quoting Tombstone,
everyone quotes Tombstone.
Not everyone.
Everyone but you.
I don't think that myself and a couple of dudes in the Brigade Bar are really going to.
I want you to ask your dad about Johnny Ringo.
I can assure you I know the answer to that one.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I didn't want to call Bobo and have to have a confrontational.
Just make a change?
Yeah, because you're so bitchy.
We do it all the time.
You're so bitchy, Bobo.
You always want to
Do you realize how bitchy you are? And I don't want to fight with you.
You know, you calling me bitchy would be like me calling you a fat bastard. You know, that's projection, dude.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
It's Manny Jr. with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we are celebrating 10 years of business in San Antonio. Join us this Saturday for a family fun event with Redcon 1 and the first ever Miss Olympia, Dana Lynn Bailey. 1 day, 2 locations. This Saturday from 11 to 2 at Rock's Pat Booker location, and then from 3 to 6 p.m. at our Blanco Road location. The first 50 customers receive a Rock's drawstring bag filled with goodies, live DJ, free prizes, store-wide discounts so good you gotta be there. Visit Rock's Discount on IG for more event details.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Are you an oblivious person hogging the sidewalk like a large dying snail? Do people stuck behind you ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have tons of quality beds at every price. So anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. Settling in after 2 on the road. The Cowboys take on the Philadelphia Eagles at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is home cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Thanks for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the radio, on one of the gazillion apps, maybe you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment there and subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
I feel bad for Herbie. Herb Street. Did you see that? His dog died.
Ben?
Wow. I guess they had to put him down. Apparently the dog had cancer and it had spread and was going to get really bad, so they had to put him down.
It's been bad, and I know he has been trying to find all kinds of different ways to extend the life of good old Ben. It kind of feels like Ben has become the nation's dog.
Yeah,
everybody loves Ben.
So it's very sad for old Herbie, but I mean it happens. Unfortunately, you have a friend of the family or a family member. Most dogs are, and when they go, it's always difficult.
It sucks. I mean, because the lifespan of dogs is never long enough.
It's not.
And the attachment is there, and the unconditional love and support. And that dog, I mean, you talk about dog envy. I mean, you know, I've been without a dog for a couple of years now, and I think back, like, never had a dog that's going to go play catch or do some cool things. And, you know, I've always had good dogs, but not a dog like Ben. Like, I've got a guy I drive by his house every day, and he's always in the yard with his retriever throwing that ball. I don't know what he does. He was probably retired, but he's just constantly out there playing with the dog.
Well, it was sad, so.
Yeah. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Again, he's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagel 210. You can tweet at me, at Jason Minix. Of course, the station at SA Sports Star. Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys will join us any moment. I see that he's on the phone now, and let's see when Pledge is going to say he is ready to go, and he is ready to go now. Joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line is Stephen Jones. Stephen, appreciate you jumping on this Thursday. What is the latest on Dak Prescott and the IR conversation?
More than likely he'll be on IR by the end of the week, and we're just making sure we're obviously checking all the options. But I think it's with his situation, it's probably going to be one that is going to be take a full 4 weeks before he could even think about making a return, if not longer.
You know, Stephen, we've heard obviously various reports and stuff. Is this an injury that would require surgery possibly?
At some point it could, yes.
Okay.
But not necessarily immediately. Maybe come back surgery in the offseason?
No one's recommended it now. It would be just, certainly when he decides, when we decide to really start the rehab hard, it's that, it would ultimately result in a complete tear, the hamstring disconnecting from the bone.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys joining us here on the Blitz. With him likely going to the IR, would miss at least 4 games if that were the case. I know a lot of talk this week about how much, if any, will we see of Trey Lance either this Sunday against the Eagles or in the coming weeks. What are the options of not playing Trey Lance? Because I'm thinking, let's see what we have with Trey.
Well, I think that all options are on the table right now, and certainly we're talking about that internally as an organization as to what next steps are. Cooper Rush, obviously, everybody believes gives us the best chance to win right now, and but Trey also brings some things to the table that can help us win as well. So we'll continue to look at that, see kind of where we end up, and but both of them do some things really well. Obviously, Trey's very athletic and can do some things as well that can help us.
Stephen, you guys went out and got a wide receiver before the trade deadline, and Jonathan Mingo. I know that you guys had said that there was somebody that you were looking at in the draft. Is he a guy that you expect to come in and help you this year, or was this more of a future trade?
No, it's both. Obviously, the future was a big part of it, and a part of the compensation, the fact that we're going to get a player that got picked. I think he was picked 39th in the draft, and but a guy we had rated that well as well. And so the future is important, but also he's going to bring something to the table. It might not be, he's obviously had his first practice today. He had to go through all the physicals yesterday. And but I know we're still trying to see if we can get some packages for him for this game. But he's a guy who can help us this year as well. But certainly the future was a big part of our decision to go ahead and go get it.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys here on the Blitz 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Eagles coming to town Sunday. Obviously, the season hasn't gone the way any of us thought it would go. What's the morale like for you guys, not only in the front office but also in that locker room?
Yeah, I think we've got a great, great group here. Certainly, it starts. We certainly have good morale in terms of the front office. Jerry, myself, and Will. We've certainly had our challenges, but we also know, 31 others have their challenges, and no one feels sorry for you in this league. And then, of course, we've got a great coaching staff with Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer, Bones. All those guys have been through this, been around it. Everybody, if you're in this league long enough, you're going to have, seasons where a season where you start off with challenges. So I like our coaching staff, and then, of course, in the locker room itself, the players, I just think we've got a good group of men who want to go to work every day and get better and know, we just need to put it all together, play well, get a win, and then let's see what happens. We've got a lot of football left to play. We've got 9 games left, and I do like our group here, and I do like our morale. Obviously, when you're being challenged, everybody wants to step up and compete. I thought CD did a great job, a great example of that. A guy who's been paid, makes money, and there he's out, fighting his ass off when he's in a lot of pain, but, trying to help us make the play that could win the game there at the end. So, I like our group.
Well, and obviously, Stephen, good news there. It looks like Micah Parsons may be ready to go Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we should have, we're going to have a lot of help coming. I mean, like I said, no one's looking for any sympathy here, but we have been missing our top 4 defensive ends and, our corners and, and then Dak. So we've had our challenges there, but we know we're going to get healthier as the season goes, and our guys are busting their ass out at practice and getting ready to beat the Eagles.
And I know we've talked a lot about health with Micah. You mentioned a CD. Zach Martin hasn't practiced Wednesday or today with that shoulder injury, and he's struggled some this year. Is he going to be good to go Sunday against Philly?
Yeah, Zach Martin, he's a warrior. That guy plays even when it's maybe not all perfect, and that's why I like our locker room. These guys are wanting to get out there and play. Zach, certainly a guy who's been in this league a long time, but he wants to get out there and help us, get back in the win column and get things going in the right direction.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys, I know it's busy for you. Appreciate you jumping on with us here in San Antonio.
Appreciate you guys, too. Take care.
Stephen Jones here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
Sounded very upbeat to me, Stephen Jones did. I mean, as far as you can go. And again, I think you have to look at it that way. Cooper Rush gives him the best chance to win. That's what Stephen Jones says. I think that is important because with Philadelphia coming in, you have to believe that you can go out there Sunday afternoon and win this game, and Cooper Rush gives you the best chance. It's not a time to experiment with a Trey Lance, not in a regular season ball game.
And I think, and I'm very much including myself in saying this, they do have a lot of help coming with some of those hurt guys that have missed time. Although their injury report today, Deron Bland didn't practice again today, a DNP on both Wednesday and Thursday when we thought we might see him a week ago. Carson did practice in full. Diggs was limited. Guyton was limited. Linval Joseph dealing with the back. He was full. He's going to be fine. Kendricks limited. CD limited. And then I look at Zach Martin, DNP, 2 days in a row. And obviously there's some other guys on there. But, Parsons limited today. You fully expect him to be able to go. So I just look at, from their mentality, they're not ready to punt the season. But hearing him say, and the way he worded it, and we'll pull it and play it back because I want to hear it a second time, the conversations they're having in the building about Trey Lance.
Yeah.
And you wonder, because he is so athletic and does some different things. Cooper Rush gives you the best chance to win as your starting quarterback. But does that mean we might see some plays, some series, some packages with Trey Lance?
I hope so. I think they should. You've got an athlete there that I think you could design something with to put a package in that maybe Philadelphia is not expecting or hasn't seen. But yeah, when you've got an athlete like that, quarterback, the man can still, he's a pretty good athlete and he can run with the football. So I think you have some packages in there for him to do something. And I think it's just a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. You got to have something in there for Trey Lance this week.
Now, as you think about the game this week against Philadelphia, the MASH report from the Cowboys looks pretty brutal, and it has. The Eagles injury report today, guys that were limited on Wednesday, the vast majority of them full today, including Saquon Barkley, who, not injury, he got some rest. Their tackle, Fred Johnson, limited today. He's going to be fine for the game. Same with Devontae Smith with that hamstring. Didn't practice yesterday. He was limited today. He's going to be fine. The Eagles come in from a health standpoint in extremely good shape.
Yeah.
Where the Cowboys are piecing this thing together, and just hear what he said about Zach Martin. And Zach Martin playing hurt, and I don't know, 68% of Zach Martin's better than his backup, but I mean, the way he was playing against Atlanta, man, you just don't see that very often.
But it doesn't really concern you, right, that he's not practicing. I mean, a guy like Zach Martin, he can take the week off and be fine for Sunday, and I'd rather have him that way than have him practice, hurt himself more or whatever. Let him rest. I wouldn't worry about Zach Martin at all. I fully expect him to be in the lineup Sunday afternoon.
Anybody overly confident now after hearing that from Stephen Jones?
I am.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Let's get into it. Coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. Settling in after 2 on the road. The Cowboys take on the Philadelphia Eagles at home.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is home cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The NWSL is so on, and now it's on ESPN. From rookies to rising stars to legends of the game, the world's best players battle it out in pursuit of an NWSL championship. The NWSL on ESPN, presented by Ally, all season long on the networks of ESPN and ABC. It's so on.
Hey guys, it's AJ. I'm here to tell you about SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house. They're now accepting new memberships. They're open 7 days a week. Great atmosphere, great vibe, great food, great service. All skill levels welcome. Stop by. Check them out online, sacardhouse.com.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Mommy, want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy said today that wide receiver CeeDee Lamb trending in the right direction and could be ready to play this week. Lamb sprained his AC joint in the shoulder last week. Micah Parsons also trending in the right direction. Texans defensive end Will Anderson Jr. left last Thursday's loss with the Jets with an ankle injury. Does not look good for this weekend. Spurs in action at home against Portland tonight.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Just after 5 o'clock on a Thursday.
Yeah, if you are getting off right now, you made it. Tomorrow is Friday.
Friday, huh?
Friday.
Is that from some... Where is that coming from?
That's not from any play. It's just, that's a Reinagel original.
Well, that's awful. Don't do that again.
A football Friday.
Okay, Pledge, what are you doing over there? All right.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Things on my hotkey page are moving by themselves.
Oh, don't you hate that?
Gremlins again.
My hotkey page looks just fine.
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yep. Here we go. All right. You guys.
We'll knuckle down and go a little harder.
Yeah. You guys
wait
good?
a minute. Hold on.
Oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
Did you play one on your end? Oh, here, I thought I hit the wrong button, and they were all switched.
Now, how come, see, I'm looking over at Minix's hotkey button screen over here. And just so you know, even if you're watching, you can't see. Some of them are in blue, some of them are in white, some are gray. There's even one in purple over there. What does that mean?
Bronny has earned it.
I have no idea.
What's that?
You got to give him that hawk to it.
I don't make the colors Pledge does.
All right,
and then
I'm just checking.
Although I learned yesterday how to move them around, so it's a little bit easier. But Pledge generally has it all organized as well, and then he changes them, so I can't just reach over and go because it will move.
So obviously the colors don't mean a damn thing.
Well, there's a method to the madness, but it's only for Pledge, and it's his madness.
I mean,
and
you can change the color.
Huh?
I can show you how to change the colors,
I
but
don't
there's
give
a
a
method
damn.
to the madness. The white ones are Jerry. The gray ones are Mike McCarthy.
Nice, Pledge. Now, see, that's a great explanation.
The blue ones are yours.
That's a great explanation, Pledge. Thank you for that. Glad somebody around here knows what the hell they're doing.
Hawk Tua is purple, I believe, and so is Bronny has earned it because purple and gold.
Ah.
So
what does that have to do with Hawk Tua?
Gold and purple.
Yeah, what's it have to do with Hawk Tua?
I mean,
see, Hawk Tua in purple?
Maybe. I don't know. There's not a pink color on there.
I don't know that would be appropriate either.
I don't know. What color Hawk Tua is? Yellow? I'm just saying. I don't know.
Dude. Yellow?
Wow.
A lot of things I was expecting, but not that.
Well,
Hawk
up a loogie, it's sometimes yellow and sometimes green.
Well,
depends on how sick you are.
I don't think that's the same reference there.
Well, I hope not.
I mean, see a loogie in that situation, it kind of kills the mood.
Well, might add a little lubrication.
No.
I'm just saying.
What?
Well, I mean,
No.
slimy. It's disgusting.
No.
I'm sorry if you're eating dinner about now.
Oh, who eats dinner at 5 o'clock?
Well,
I mean, are they blaring us at Luby's?
I probably would if I wasn't working. No, I'm not that old yet.
Yet.
Is Luby still around? Did we ever determine that?
I don't think so.
There is one, yeah.
There is one.
Where?
All right.
I forget, but
okay, good.
I saw former coworker here, Jackie Wingo, out at a Luby's in town here recently.
All right. I always like
Jackie Wingo's not old enough to be going to Luby's.
Well, dude, I've been to Luby's. It doesn't mean you're old.
She's having a kid.
Well, I mean, she's pregnant. So do they have the whatever she was craving there? I mean, why the hell she go to Luby's? Her grandma want to take her out?
Luby's is solid. They got a great chicken fried steak. Luby's? Dude, have you ever had it?
I can't say that I have.
All
I
right,
don't eat
then.
at Luby's.
Well, you should.
No, I can't. It's completely, and it's really unfair to Luby's, but mentally, I just won't go there.
Well, you don't like cafeteria style or what?
It has nothing to do with that.
All right. I think I know why, too. I got you. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I think you all know that.
I got you. That just came to me.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
And I know that's not really fair to Luby's.
No,
but
I get you. I understand.
mentally, I can never go there.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. They may have us piped in at Luby's. You never know.
It's possible.
Old folks need to be entertained.
Oh, and Mike Gundy does his coaches show at an assisted living center in Stillwater.
There you go. You see that?
Yeah. They figure they can't hear him anyway, but they won't be too mad at him.
Exactly.
On Southeast Military, that one's still open? Got to figure out. Some people have given us some lunch suggestions for tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Oh, because we're doing the Frontier Bowl tomorrow night as our high school game of the week, energized by Hill Electric, Frostbank, and NCAA General Contractors. So we're going to be at Harlandale Memorial Stadium.
All right.
And there's been some people saying, you got to go to this place for lunch or go to that place for lunch. But I've heard nothing but incredible things about the tailgating that's going on at the Frontier Bowl.
Yeah,
we had a guy message us last week that said tonight they're firing up the pits in the parking lot.
Oh, that's right.
To get ready for the brisket.
So will the brisket, they'll be ready about 11:30 or noon?
Well, I'm not really sure, but I'm sure somebody there will be able to get us some food up in that press box.
What, dude, I'm not going to the press box without having lunch because that might not be till 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You want to take that chance? Now, if somebody who's cooking said brisket out there at Harlandale Memorial would call and say, yeah, it'll be ready by then.
Well,
that'd be great. That's a game changer.
I mean, so send us some restaurant recommendations that are near Harlandale Memorial High School. So you and tweet them at Joe Reinagel 210 at Jason Minix. Figure got to be a place that opens at 11ish because I'm generally at the stadium at noon, getting things set up. So I'm ready to go. But I got to make sure I get a Frito pie, and it's going to be like last week. We were over at Southwest last week, and the Frito pie, well, it sucked.
Did it really?
It did. Although the street tacos were incredible, and everything else in that between what Robbins got and what Nick got and other food that I saw, and I mean they had this whole buffet up there with cheeseburgers and pulled pork sliders. I mean, I ate well. I was in a meat coma before kickoff.
Well,
but the Frito pie was really disappointing when I look at how great the concessions are and the legend of the great concessions at Dragon Stadium. But Frito pie not a priority there. Clearly, I was told, dude, if you forget the Frito pie, get hot Cheetos and cheese, which. So
that
I've
delicious.
got to complete the Frito pie ranking.
Well,
this week.
I love the folks out at Southwest, and they treated us very well out there. But I do have one complaint. Because I saw the picture of you and Robbins.
It was not Robbins. That was Nick.
It was Nick?
Yeah.
Well, Robbins was there.
No, it wasn't in the picture.
He wasn't?
He took the picture.
The one of the street tacos.
Yeah.
I was calling for those from about 4 o'clock on.
Yeah.
And they waited a hell of a long time to bring them up.
Boy, when they got there, they were so good.
Well, I'm just wondering, why were they not ready?
No, they weren't ready.
At 4 o'clock?
Yes.
Well, what about 5?
They weren't ready.
Oh, baloney.
They were ready at 6:30.
Yeah, whatever.
They were ready at 6. That's what the guy said.
I think
they
folks out of Southwest owe me a street taco.
Dude,
that's all I'm saying.
I'm not lying about this. Those might have been the best street tacos I've ever had.
Well, that was the reputation.
They were so good.
Yeah.
Why don't restaurants make them that good? They were that good. Apparently, the soccer team grills up with some Blackstones out there. They're the ones doing the street tacos at Dragon Stadium.
They did it right.
They were incredible.
Well, it was just a party atmosphere out there. I mean, it really was.
Dude, that game last week, over 10,000 people were there.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock, there was a line to get in, and the stadium was more than half full.
You gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing.
And that has nothing to do with street tacos, Pledge. But they're just incredible how packed that stadium got an hour and a half before kickoff.
Yeah, well, when I was leaving the stadium, it was I saw that line. It was nuts out there. So it's awesome. I love the fact that Southwest. Hosting a game of that magnitude.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
They won that game.
Yeah.
Outright district champions.
How about that?
Tomorrow night we get the Frontier Bowl.
That's always
Harlandale.
Fun.
McCollum. Final game of the regular season.
Whatever happened, and I know he retired, but does Coach Martinez still hang out around Harlandale?
I don't know if he hangs out there, but Coach Lozano's the coach now.
Right, but Isaac Martinez, I love that guy.
I don't know if what he's doing now. I mean, I know. I was talking to Coach Klon this morning. Here's a guy he coached there at McCollum for 10 years, then he retired and went fishing, and he's been back now for about 5. He said he came back to coach during COVID.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Good stuff. Going to be a good time tomorrow.
Yep.
Send us those lunch recommendations.
Yeah, please do.
At Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix. We'll figure out what we're going to do tomorrow for lunch as we get ready.
I'm sure we'll have some
for the
good options.
Frontier Bowl.
Absolutely. We'll have some good options. Everybody said Bud Jones. I haven't been to Bud Jones in a long time. That's not too far.
Rocky's Tacos.
Rocky's Tacos sounds pretty good.
See here, like John Soberi on the YouTube says, I just looked in that area for some food. I don't want you to look. I want you to know. I want you to know, hey, this is our place. This is where I go. I can look at a map, too. I mean, that's how we generally figured out. We're looking over here. Let's go there. That looks good. I want somebody that's, I've been there.
Experience.
And again, yes. You know, and I've known about Bud Jones forever, but the Rocky's Tacos, not familiar. To me, that's what we're looking for, that good hole-in-the-wall place that if you live in that neighborhood, you know about it.
By the way, before we go to break, the Spurs made it official. Mitch Johnson coaching tonight. No further information.
And again, no surprise there.
No.
John McClain will join us next. Talk about the Texans. They get the Lions this week. That's coming up here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Got a big game tonight in the NFL. The Bengals at the Ravens. And the best place to go watch that is at the Golf Club of Texas. You talk about good food. We've been talking about it. I'm hungry. I tell you what, the Tin Cup restaurant sounds outstanding right now. You go out there, you get a good meal, get you some drinks, watch some good football tonight. It is the best place to do that. Golf Club of Texas. You're going to think you're walking into a country club, but it's not a country club. It looks like one. It's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Some of the best course conditions in town with the friendliest staff that you will find anywhere. And I tell you what, if you want to go to golfclubtexas.com right now, golfclubtexas.com, make your tee time for early this weekend. Try to get a Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and stick around. Just make it a day out at the Golf Club of Texas. Have some great food, some great drinks, and enjoy some good football. You'll be ready for that Cowboys-Philadelphia game at 3:25 on Sunday afternoon. Golf Club of Texas is just a great place to go. And I mentioned the Tin Cup restaurant. The bar in there is fabulous. And they will make you up a drink, whatever you want, ice-cold beer as well. It is fantastic. You know exactly where it is. Golf Club of Texas is on Briggs Ranch Road, right there off Highway 90. Whether you're headed out there for dinner at the Tin Cup, around with your buddies, or you want your next tournament out there, go check them out. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the morning huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey guys, it's AJ. I'm here to tell you about SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house. They're now accepting new memberships. They're open 7 days a week. Great atmosphere, great vibe, great food, great service. All skill levels welcome. Stop by. Check them out online, sacardhouse.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors.
Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fight. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Thanksgiving season is the best. That's right, Mr. Turkey. Everyone loves this time of year, just like Connecticut water softener customers love their Connecticut. Definitely, a Connecticut water softener is the best in the business. Yes, it does keep your feathers soft. Yes, your waddle smooth. And your wings, nah, those things are pretty useless. A Connecticut is a much different water softener compared to the other brands. There's no computer, nothing to plug in, and it runs on kinetic energy. You said it. For a limited time, receive a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. A free drinking water system installed at your kitchen sink with the cleanest, best tasting water you've ever had. Mr. Turkey, you're pretty calm considering, you know. Well, on Thanksgiving, we eat turkey.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Connecticut SA.com.
What's that? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Getting a lot of suggestions on where we should go to lunch tomorrow as we get ready for the Frontier Bowl, Harlandale and McCollum. 4 recommendations quickly for B&B Smokehouse.
It must be pretty good.
Must be pretty good. A lot for Bud Jones and Agave Mexican Restaurant. I see even more suggestions on our YouTube page. Don't put them there. Tweet them at Joe Reinagel 210 at Jason Minix because, well, I can easily go find them in the Twitter mentions. We won't see those comments again. So tomorrow morning when we're trying to figure out where the hell we're going for lunch, those YouTube comments aren't going to do us any good.
Well, B&B is the leader in the clubhouse right now.
They are.
So
they are. Keep those tweets coming at Joe Reinagel 210 at Jason Minix. I would ask John McClain for a recommendation. If we were going to Houston, I know he would know a good place.
Oh, absolutely.
John McClain from HoustonTexans.com on the Buyers Barricades guest line, although I wouldn't be surprised if he had a good hole-in-the-wall restaurant in the south part of San Antonio that he's familiar with.
You guys are driving me crazy. I'm stuck in traffic, and I'm starving, and the last thing I want to hear is about all the good restaurants y'all are going to go to.
Well, we didn't say they were good, but
we don't know,
we don't know, and so we're trying to figure it out. But I love that you're stuck in traffic because, you know, that's good for everybody that hosts an afternoon sports radio show.
Well, I'm all yours, whatever you guys want to talk about.
Except food, right?
Yes.
Except food, yes.
Except food. What do you think the pregame meal is going to be Sunday night with Sunday Night Football there at NRG with the Texans hosting the Detroit Lions?
You talking about in the press box?
Yeah. I mean, will they go Detroit-style pizza on Sunday night?
No. The Texans have one of the best spreads in the league. They have a great salad bar, great fruit bar, all kind of iced tea, soft drinks, water. They have a buffet in which they have 2 or 3 entrees, 2 or 3 vegetables, And then when you get to the end of the bar, you get to prime rib.
Wow.
And then and then last time they had a shrimp bar. And I spent so much time eating, I don't think I watched the game. And then they have the most incredible dessert thing I've ever seen in every stadium I've been to. It is a round bar that goes around that has like donuts and M&Ms and every kind of sweet. I gain 10 pounds every time I walk by it.
Well, no, that sounds like a hell of a spread. So my question to you is, now I'm hungry, John. My question to you, though, is how excited are folks there in Houston about this game? I mean, you got the Detroit Lions, the arguably the best team in the NFC, coming into your building. I believe that game's it is.
Yeah.
Coming into your building on Sunday. Excitement in Houston?
Well, not like it would be if they hadn't stunk it up so bad against the Jets 10 days ago, in which their pass protection was pathetic. Their interior offensive line has been pathetic on pass protection because Stroud now has been hit more than any quarterback in the NFL. It's ridiculous. And Green, the left guard, who was awful, he's out for the year. They didn't make any trades. No offensive lineman got traded. People hang on to them too much. There's so many injuries, but they need to do something with the players they got because you can't continue to have Stroud getting creamed every time he drops back and is flushed out of the pocket. Now, the defense is giving up 19 touchdown passes, tied with Jacksonville for the most in the league. Last year, defense gave up 17 all season. So they've got issues. They're still 6-3 in first place in the worst division in the NFL, but they need some dramatic improvement. So excitement, yeah, Sunday night football, but Dan Campbell, the old Aggie, he's liable to come in here and just obliterate the Texans.
Wow.
Well, we saw him do that earlier this year in the great state of Texas, and then maybe he'll go 2 for 2 in his home state. But yeah, I want to kind of I look at C.J. Stroud and the fact that they didn't make a move at the deadline and how he stays healthy. But the Texans are able to run the ball pretty well. How can that offensive line be pretty good at run blocking and yet so bad at pass protection?
Run blocking has not been an issue. Joe Mixon averaging 100 yards a game because they're just not good at it, and they're getting annihilated up the middle. They don't know how to pick up stunts. They struggle, and Stroud this is his problem. When a slot corner is covering an inside receiver, and he blitzes, the quarterback automatically throws to the hot receiver, the one who's uncovered. But Stroud 2 or 3 times continues on with the drop back for the play that was called. Boom, he gets killed. So a lot of that is coaching. A lot of it is Stroud's fault. But I'll tell you what, he's to a point now. He's been hit so many times, and I feel terrible for him because he's a great young quarterback. He was missing receivers last year he could have found with his eyes closed.
Well, John, and more bad news, it sounds like, and maybe you have an update, that Will Anderson is not going to be able to go this Sunday night. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I don't think he's going. He suffered a sprained ankle. He tried to come back. He couldn't. They can't run the risk of him hurting it worse and being out a long period of time and having to go on injured reserve. So Nico Collins, I think, will be back for the Cowboy game on Monday Night Football. And so they're going to be without 2 of their best players. But you know what? Everybody's got injuries. Right now, in the 6-game winning streak Detroit has, they're averaging 36 points a game. And Jared Goff is completing 84% of his passes. And right now he's the second highest rating to Lamar Jackson. But he's been playing great, but he's a statue. He's run 14 times for 18 yards. And they've gotten good pressure. That's why I'm making up why it's so surprising they've given up so many touchdown passes. And I think they'll still get pressure even without Will Anderson, but Goff is usually so comfortable in the pocket because you got the best offensive line in the NFL, and they can run block and they can pass protect, and that's one reason they've only lost one game.
John McClain from HoustonTexans.com joining us here on the Blitz. Sunday Night Football, I know they're going to be wearing different uniforms. It's going to be a big party. Houston plays well early, but playing all 4 quarters is kind of an issue. What's the coaching staff saying about, just finishing the game strong, or, when things start to go south? Although, I mean, they've got a good record, but just that finishing strong mentality. How do they get good, solid 4 quarters?
Well, what they say is we all have to coach better. We have to play better.
Well, of course.
Execute better, pablum. But the bottom line is they've been really good in the first half. They've been bad in the second half. They've been horrendous in the third quarter. And that tells you opponents are making halftime adjustments that the Texans cannot counteract. And that's not good. That is strictly on coaching. Hopefully it'll be better. It's a great team they're playing. Then they play the injured Cowboys. So I'm excited about this because the Texans, I believe their last 7 losses dating back to last season, they have rebounded to win the next game.
Nico Collins, John, I saw he's close. Is he back this week, or is it going to be another week?
I think it'll be another week. I think it'll be when they play the Cowboys.
3 straight games in prime time. You had the loss to the Jets. Then you get Detroit on Sunday Night Football, then a Monday night game. Have you noticed a difference in just the way this Houston Texans team, the roster, the players in there from a year ago when every game was Sunday at noon to even a couple years ago, although I don't want to go a couple years ago because, that was a different coaching staff, but just the idea that this team is in the spotlight the way that it is. Anything different about the way they go about their day-to-day?
Well, they're more excited about it. It doesn't change the way they prepare, they call plays, but they understand it's a chance to show what they got. The first time they've won, and then the last one they got beat. It's funny, we hammer them on the Jets loss. It was still a 1-score loss, but the fact that their pass protection was so bad, Stroud was sacked 8 times, 3 guys had at least 8 pressures. It was just so horrendous in that regard. We overlooked a lot of other things. They were ahead in the fourth quarter, and then the Jets scored on 3 consecutive possessions and scored touchdowns, and Aaron Rodgers looked very good. But the Texans could have won that game if they had just protected in an average manner.
John, is that just on the players, or is there something that the coaching staff can do to help those guys out?
Well, I think the offensive line coach, Chris Strasser, who was here last year when it wasn't an issue, he's here early in the season, it wasn't an issue. And then some team, I forget which one, started running stunts, and they were clueless. And they go over it with them over and over and over, but at some point, it's up to the players to not make the mental mistakes. When you get physically beaten, that's one thing. But when they run a stunt and the tackle loops around the other tackle and 2 of you pick up the same guy and the other one runs up the middle and kills Stroud, that's got to be on the players.
John McClain, read him at HoustonTexans.com. Follow him on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL. And, John, since you started the conversation about the press box food, our friend Ross Tucker, he does a thing on Twitter every press box he's in where he kind of goes through videoing all the different food there in the press box. I think we need to get a good look at what the Houston Texans are doing there for that press box meal. We'll see that on Twitter on Sunday night, okay?
Yeah, you won't see it from me because if you hadn't asked me, I never bring up free food.
All right, go
I eat it, but I don't talk about it unless I'm asked.
Go eat, man. Enjoy. Thank you, sir.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it. John McClain on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
He's the best, but I tell you what, Houston's got their hands full this week. They really do, especially if they can't protect their quarterback. They're going to have to run Mixon and try to keep that potent Lion offense off the field. It's the only way, I think.
Yeah, I think this one could get ugly for Houston.
Could.
I mean, they're going to look good doing it in their shiny red helmets.
Yeah, they are.
Uh-huh.
I like those helmets.
Yeah.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Mixon.
Spurs in Portland tonight. Sort of an update, maybe, on Pop. We'll get into it. Game night San Antonio coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available for you for both residential and commercial needs. I know I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my home through the years, with extra outlets getting added in the garage, spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. So if you need lights moved, a flickering light or a fuse that is always blowing, you need USB ports added at the office, call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's a Friday on the Morning Huddle. We'll have head coach Mike McCarthy in at 6:45.
And did Wemby and the boys turn it around against Portland? We'll talk about it. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Hey, dude, you didn't tell me that you wrecked it, and it looks wrecked. How much was the insurance check? $8,000. Yeah, did y'all spend it on fixing it, or did you put it in your pocket? Well, you know, my cousin, just stop there. Just stop there. All I needed to know is $8,000 insurance and a cousin.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Manny Jr. with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we are celebrating 10 years of business in San Antonio. Join us this Saturday for a family fun event with Redcon 1 and the first ever Miss Olympia, Dana Lynn Bailey. 1 day, 2 locations. This Saturday from 11 to 2 at Rock's Pat Booker location, and then from 3 to 6 p.m. at our Blanco Road location. The first 50 customers receive a Rock's drawstring bag filled with goodies, live DJ, free prizes, store-wide discounts so good you gotta be there. Visit Rock's Discount on IG for more event details.
Guys, Underdog is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while you're watching sports. They've got all your favorite leagues, teams, and stars to choose from. You think Dak is going to have higher or lower yards than his stat coming up in this game? You can make money off that opinion at Underdog. Create entries with football, basketball, mix and match. You can do it all. They've even got college sports as well. I've been playing a lot of those college props. I think there is some money to be made in those deals. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at the Spurs. I'm going Wemby to go over on his rebounds. And guys, again, every sport is available on here. It's a blast, and it just makes the games more interesting. This season, they're running a special promo or bonus almost every single day. Profit boost, discounts, free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player has to get higher than a half a point to get the win. All new users get a free pick. Download the app, sign up with the promo code Alamo, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash immediately. That's promo code Alamo. Must be 18 or older. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you are a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
If you're tired of drinking the same old beer, good news for you, friends. Karbach Brewing has you covered. They've got something for everybody in their lineup. No matter what you like, they can improve on what you've been drinking. Whether it's a Hopadillo, a Love Street, or a Crawford Bock, they've got something for everybody. And Karbach has one of the leading IPAs in San Antonio, Hopadillo IPA, an iconic Texas IPA packed with the bitterness of hops from around the world that the hop monster craves. And one of Karbach's leading brands, the top seller in San Antonio, in fact, is the Love Street Blonde. It's a state of mind, a San Antonio state of mind. It's a Kolsch-style blonde, hopped delicately with floral German hops. This beer has the clean malt profile that you're looking for. And if you're used to drinking cerveza, they've got that as well. The Karbach Cerveza Especial is right for you. Like I said, something for everybody. And when you're in Houston, make sure you go check out the brewery, check out all the beers they have on tap. But while you're here in San Antonio, you want to try something new, why don't you try out a Karbach?
This is Game Night San Antonio on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Every game night, the Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game. Players, coaches, insiders. This is Game Night San Antonio. And the pregame starts right now.
Spurs back home. They get the Portland Trailblazers tonight. It is Game Night San Antonio here on the Blitz. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Before we talk anything about the game, pregame meeting with the interim head coach, Mitch Johnson. Tom Orsborn of the San Antonio Express News tweets out, asked if there is any clarity on if Pop would return during this season. Johnson said, quote, I would say he is doing good, and we have been talking, and I've had my hands full with this and trying to stay above water, so I have not talked details, and I'm not sure. No details.
Well, look, and they're not going to give details.
They're not going to give details.
And it.
I will say this though, I like the fact that I'm hearing that they are having conversations.
That is a good thing.
Yes,
that is a good thing. And at this point in time, I think just wish Pop well and say a prayer or two for him.
Yes, definitely. And maybe a prayer, too, for the Spurs. They took one on the chin in a big way last night against the Houston Rockets. And really what pissed me off about last night's game, because I really did. I know Houston's a better team than the Spurs, but it was a winnable game. Yeah, we'd split with those guys. You can beat them. They're not unbeatable. But the Spurs didn't even show up last night.
No, they really didn't. I mean, that game was over in the first half. It really was. And Houston just came out, and they took it to them, and Spurs just couldn't respond. They just couldn't respond in that first half, and that's what's upsetting about all of that. But as we go through the season, including tonight, and I'm not sure if Portland has anybody that can physical up Wemby, but that's what Houston did. That's what they did last night, and I think you're seeing teams trying to be a little more physical with him, and I think you're going to continue to see that throughout the season.
Well, and we saw that last night, and Mitch Johnson even talked about it after the game. The Rockets just too physical for Wemby.
Yeah, they're physical. Yeah, I think we knew that coming in. They're good at it. We've tried to give Victor and the whole team some solutions to help them with that, put them in spots, and it's something we just got to keep working on.
Yeah, and they are going to be physical with him, and we've already seen where they're using smaller guys to take care of Wemby as well.
Yeah, I think the officiating has changed for the big guys. I think a lot of big guys would agree with you that it's hard to score because they are just allowed to get beat up a lot of times for whatever reason. Some of the freedom of movement and the right to space does not apply in those situations for some reason. And I think he's done a good job of trying to face up and be strong. And sometimes I think just going up over the top and not even trying to deal with some of that because it is hard for him to get those calls at times.
No doubt. So other teams, coaches figuring out a way to try and deal with Wemby, and now he's got to adjust. The Spurs have to adjust. Good news is, though, it looks like Devin Vassell is returning pretty quick.
Yeah, maybe even Saturday. Shams Charania from ESPN. Well, that sounds good. He said Saturday, although I did see Raul Dominguez, who does cover the San Antonio Spurs. Mitch Johnson said Vassell should be back during this homestand, but did not give a specific date. So maybe Saturday, maybe not, but it's obviously going to be sooner rather than later for the San Antonio Spurs getting him back. And really no word on Trey Jones either, because I imagine he's got to be fairly close to a return, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he was about a week projected longer than Vassell. So, yeah, I think once one of those guys comes back, the other is right behind him pretty quick. So, good news, and that will certainly help the Spurs. Both of those guys can score, and so that's what they need right now. They need somebody who can put the ball in the basket other than Victor Wembanyama.
But this is a long homestand for the Spurs. And keep in mind, the game tomorrow or Saturday, like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, against the Jazz, if what I'm looking at here is accurate.
Well, Saturday.
Saturday, that's what I said. But it's at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's one of those weird start times so they could show it over in France at a decent hour.
Maybe.
And then they've got the Kings, the Wizards, and the Lakers during this 4-game homestand. So while there's some target towards that Jazz game on Saturday afternoon, maybe they do push it out to the Kings game or maybe Washington. And while it's not the Spurs way, the injury to Jeremy Sohan might make Devin, all right, instead of giving it 2 more, let's give it 1 more, because clearly last night's game showed how much they need him, and quite frankly showed just how much they miss having a Jeremy out there now that he's playing a real position in real basketball and not this weird point guard thing that they were doing a year ago at this time.
Yeah, certainly on the defensive end. That's for sure. They need him there, but they need Devin Vassell. They need Trey Jones. They need guys who can put the ball in the basket. And look, I know Sohan was trying to fill that void and not doing a poor job at it, but they need those other 2 guys. And once you get them back, hopefully it won't take them all long to get into a rhythm and get this done. But you're right about the homestand. 5-game homestand for the Spurs coming up, beginning tonight.
I got to admit, until I looked at the schedule, I didn't realize there was that many in a row at home. Like all next week they're here.
Yeah, that's good for them.
Every other day.
Good for them. Every
other day. And just the various tweets that we're seeing on Greg Popovich, no idea on when he is going to come back. Again, Raul Dominguez tweets out, said he did talk to Pop, no discussion on when he may be returning. And then, of course, Osborne's tweet, would he even be back this season? And I know speculation is all over the place. The Spurs just continue to not update. And so, I mean, when they let us know, obviously we're all going to probably find out at the same time.
Right. And you know, with those kind of questions about is he going to come back this season, folks have an idea, and we've all heard things, and so just keep popping your prayers.
Absolutely. Spurs, Trailblazers tonight, a winnable game for the San Antonio Spurs. Speaking of winning, if you want to win a pair of tickets to go see Verdas, a comedian, November 16th out at the Aztec Theater, so about next week, we've got a pair of tickets we'll give away right now. Caller number 9. Those tickets are yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9, you're going to go get the laugh with Verdas at the Aztec. If you don't win the tickets, buy them. LiveNation.com. You know what we do every Thursday about this time.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
It is time for What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com, where you can get your tickets, see their entire calendar, their menu as well. Josh Weathers is on the stage tonight out at Sam's Burger Joint. On Friday night, Lucas Jack. Saturday, Eclipse, a tribute to Journey.
That'd be fun.
They do a great job.
Yeah.
They do a great job. I'm not sure what the hell is happening down there on Sunday. It says male tears and tassel. I have no idea what that means.
Well,
no idea.
You should head down there and find out.
I don't want to know. Male tears and tassel.
Mm-hmm.
And not tassels. Tassel.
Tassel, just one.
Yes. Well, how many tassels do you need?
Well, I don't know what they're using them for.
How many uses of tassels do you have?
I don't think I have any tassels.
Go find out. Sam's Burger Joint. Sam'sBurgerJoint.com.
Hey, tonight, if you want to head out to Green Hall, Alan Hendrickson is there. Local natives at the Aztec Theater. You've got Andy Summers at the Charlene McCombs Empire Theater tonight. Of course, the Spurs and the Trailblazers tonight at the Frost Bank Center. I love this. Stable Hall at the Pearl, you got Trampled by Turtles.
Okay.
And then Josh Abbott, the Josh Abbott Band out at ACL Live tonight.
Friday night at the Aztec Theater, the Tokyo Police Club. Uh-huh.
Wonder if they use tassels.
Ella Langley out at Floor's Country Store. Freeman Coliseum, we've got the San Antonio International Tennis Tournament going on. Mean Girls still playing at the Majestic Theater. Green Hall has Sarah Evans.
Nice.
2 shows, a 6 o'clock and a 10 o'clock show. The Black Crows are at the Tobin Center.
Nice.
That will be nice. Lots going on Friday night.
No doubt. A lot going on Saturday as well, including the Spurs and the Jazz at the Frost Bank Center. Freeman Coliseum, the tennis tournament continues there. Floor's Country Store, this is an oldie but a goodie. Tracy Lawrence is out at Floor's Country Store on Saturday. That'd be a lot of fun. Boeing Center at Techport, you've got boxing. P4P Entertainment presents The Return. That ought to be good. Then at Green Hall, you've got Slade Coulter performing out there on Saturday night. What else you got here?
On a Sunday, Seth Walker and the Western Union Man out at Green Hall. Seth Walker, an incredible guitar player. You want to go see some wizardry on the guitar, go out to Green Hall on a Sunday. Aztec Theater has Queensryche, the Origins Tour.
Nice.
Is that right? Is it Queensryche? Or is it what's his name? It's actually Queensryche. All right. Real Friends are at the Stable Hall at the Pearl. Black Crows at ACL Live. And whatever Bowman Backyard is, Ben Danaher is going to be out there.
Nice. Okay. Ken Carson's going to be at the Aztec Theater on Monday night. And the Spurs and the Kings at the Frost Bank Center on Monday night. The Black Crows at ACL Live.
Man, the Black Crows busy this weekend. What's on Tap brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com.
Always like my meat big.
Grilling with the Blitz, presented by Tri-County Meat Market.
So you like your meat big, huh?
I do.
Well, we got
juicy.
A big piece of meat winning today on our Grilling with the Blitz.
Oh, we got a brisket?
We got a brisket.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It is a good one. Trying to find it here on all my pages of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Where did it go? I have no idea.
Well, it was a damn good-looking brisket.
It was.
I'll tell you that.
A damn good-looking brisket. Gee, when you save something on your computer and then it was over here and now it's over there.
It just goes away.
Exactly. Ryan. And Ryan put a hell of a recipe up as well, and I think he had trouble entering because it's a lot of the same stuff, but solid brisket recipe, and that's a good-looking brisket towards the end with the great bark. We didn't get to see when he cut it, so we don't know how juicy it is, but Joe didn't care, even though he likes it big and juicy. It looks like it should have been.
It looks juicy. Don't you think?
Well, and until you start slicing it, you have no idea.
Well,
I'm sure at one
brisket.
point Lincoln Riley's brisket looked pretty good until he showed us all on the Twitter world that he made beef jerky.
Yeah, he did. That's awful.
I like it thick.
That's awful.
But so you like it thick, you like it big, and you like it juicy.
Absolutely. Where do I stick my meter? You don't?
I didn't say that.
Exactly. See, I'm the only one with the guts to say it.
Well, you say the guts to say it. And then of course Pledge over there will hear one little thing, and then all of a sudden
it's a drop.
It's a drop.
Well, I have a pretty good rub. Yeah, I do. Damn good rub.
I mean, he made a new one today with Mike McCarthy.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Not that one.
You knuckle down and go a little harder.
Yeah. Well, they go together.
See, well, well, not necessarily.
It's been a hard week for him.
It was hard to begin the season, but now they got to knuckle down and go harder.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yes.
I got your back, Mike.
Do you?
I do. Mike's going to be a happy camper.
It's a tremendous punch in the gut.
Sunday night.
Will be Sunday night. Will be for you when you're coming over to the house with the 12-pack of Flight by Yingling.
Yeah, whatever.
Good news is, I'm going to have a rack of ribs. And you could eat the ones that I was going to save for Pledge, but that's all right.
Oh, Pledge will probably be there.
No, he wasn't invited.
He wasn't?
He never is,
He's
actually.
Never invited.
He just shows up. And then he doesn't know when to leave.
Don't you have a closing time music for Pledge?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. We have established a championship program. It's just not the world championship yet.
Not
Oh,
yet.
you gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing.
Not yet, Mike.
I'm done. I'm done. Rob and AJ get you going tomorrow morning, 6 to 10 on the Morning Huddle. Football Friday tomorrow. We've got the Frontier Bowl, so we'll be doing the Blitz live at Harlandale Memorial Stadium, completely refurbished and, swankied up because Ryan Eagle's coming out there, so they redid the whole thing. It's going to be a fun time tomorrow for the Frontier Bowl.
I'm looking forward to it. Always looking forward to a football Friday. Looking forward to telling you about Connecticut Quality Water Softeners, too. Most popular water softener on the market. They've been serving San Antonio and South Texas for over 50 years. Got one in my house, and I got to tell you, I was a skeptic. I really was. I said, how could this one be any better than any other water softener? But I'm a believer now because it is head and shoulders better than anything else I have ever had. The dishes are better. The clothes come out cleaner. Your shower feels better. It is amazing how good the Connecticut Quality Water Softeners are. And what I love about it, you don't plug it in. It doesn't require electricity, but it does provide soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And right now, the fine folks at Connecticut, for a limited time, when you purchase a new Connecticut Quality Water Softener, you are going to get a reverse osmosis drinking station installed at your kitchen sink, absolutely free. Purified water right at your kitchen sink. No need to buy bottled water anymore. Coffee tastes better. Tea tastes better. Anything you have water for tastes absolutely better. It is for a limited time, so do not wait. Financing is available. Hey, they also have a rental program. All you have to do is call them. They'll give you all the options. 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Riding 1604 with the Blitz.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
1, 2, 3,
Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. Settling in after 2 on the road. The Cowboys take on the Philadelphia Eagles at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is home cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Hey guys, it's AJ. I'm here to tell you about SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house. They're now accepting new memberships. They're open 7 days a week. Great atmosphere, great vibe, great food, great service. All skill levels welcome. Stop by. Check them out online, sacardhouse.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call